I need to get a bottle of water, so I'm going to have to text Sarah to get me some.
Are you texting your girlfriend to bring you some water?
Yeah, she's downstairs watching TV, so she won't hear me if I call her.
Oh.
Slut, bring me some water.
You did not. Slut. You did not say that to her. I hope she pours it. I just hope she just shows up. Like all you see is water.
She'll just have a giggle and bring it up.
I just hope all you see is water just splash on your head.
So it's really warm now.
I think I decided something for the quarantine. I think you're going to like it.
What is it?
You know how like my hair on my beard grows all the way up to like my fucking eyeballs?
Yeah. And
I usually shave this part here.
Yep.
I think I decided I'm just going to let it grow until the quarantine's over.
You do it.
And I end up looking like Wolverine. You know we're recording, right?
You're recording, isn't?
I'm recording you playing with your phone, and I don't think people are gonna really like.
That's fine. I'm just kind of sorting a few things out right now. So I've just had about 6 messages at once that all need to be dealt with. All
right, I can unrecord if you want, or I can just.
It doesn't say recording on the screen. Oh, it does. No, this is fine. You can do whatever you like. You're the host. I'm just sitting here on my phone.
All right, I guess I'll take control.
So you've invited a guest. Well, I've invited a guest. Whenever you sent him the Zoom link. This is why when you press record, wait. Thanks so much. See?
Pour it on him. Don't fucking just bring it to him like
I'm
that.
Joking. For fuck's sake. It's called banter here.
Why?
Not sensitive sausages.
Why do you hide her? You should let her be seen.
She can be. She's been on the stories all day.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think she's just a bit shy. Hang on a sec.
I invited a guest too.
Hang on.
Does everybody know the guest you invited?
Nope.
Okay,
well, they will do, because it's going to be announced.
You're not.
Well, they're going to see it on the banner, aren't they? They're going to see it on the artwork. They're going to.
Well, I haven't put any of that up though. I don't usually put the guest on the artwork. It's just me and you, and the guest is like a secret.
Oh well.
So nobody.
Well, maybe you should, because it might attract more listeners. If you put it in the title.
Yeah, maybe.
Put James in the title.
Yeah, I don't know why. And then I decided it didn't matter. And like people are going to watch anyway, and then it'll be a nice surprise when somebody shows up.
So have you sent them the link?
I sent him the link. I told him to log on at 4:20 because I want to have some fun with this guest. So I told people that when they asked the questions, I was going to pick somebody out of all the questions to log on and ask their question live.
Right. Well, you could have told me as well. You didn't.
I'm telling you now. So
that's how this works. I just found out later than everyone else.
You're funnier when you're when you're doing your improvs.
What is he doing? Wicked. Sorry. He just has to be near me at all times.
That's fine. Put him on your lap. I don't care.
He's annoying though, isn't it?
Well,
you go on. So what's going on with this guest?
Okay, so anyway, this is what I thought we'd do. We let him ask his question. We'll deal with his question the best we can.
Right.
But then I want to hit him with like a bunch of quick questions, like rapid fire questions that me and you can ask him. So if you can think any of your interests off the top of your head.
Hang on a second. What you're asking? So you put me on the spot and asking me to think of rapid fire.
Just let me. I'll start, and then you can.
I'll just sit here on my phone.
Don't fucking sit on your phone.
What's going on?
There's a guest coming on, and I think to the people asking that watch the show, it's kind of cool for them to be able to come on and shoot the shit with us. So I'd like you to participate.
I don't think it was awesome.
This is all stuff that should be discussed off the air.
Yeah, this is what I mean. So,
but I think people enjoy that they get to see the back behind the scenes.
I think people genuinely believe this is a professional podcast. It's just shit. Right. So you're going to get him on, or are you just going to talk about getting him on?
Okay. I'm going to admit him now. Here he is. Let's see if he shows up. There he is.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
Hey, what's up, brothers?
What's up, man? So what's your name, dude?
My name is Stelli from New York City.
Stelli, what's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's everything with you guys?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Good, man. So this is like one of the first times we've done this. I think we did this one time before. Luke, did we or no? We had somebody else.
Yeah, never.
I think I had somebody. No, I did this. I did this one other time on the Real Bodybuilding podcast with Branch Warren. this is the first time we've had a question answer guest on this show. So you're the first.
Awesome. Oh, snap. I watched it. It's crazy when you messaged me. I was actually watching your latest podcast. It's crazy.
It'll be fun when this actually takes off, because it's gonna be funny doing this every week.
I should have put on my Redcon shirt.
I gotta send you. I gotta send you a hostile shirt.
Yeah.
I'm actually talking about that. I've got the brand. We just show everyone.
Here we go.
I've got the brand new Redcon t-shirts on it.
That's not good. That's not good.
It came today.
Who created that?
Well, the art team.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, every other t-shirt just says Redcon 1 on it, which is cool. But this is one of the other ones. The Redcon stuff's on the back.
I see. All right. Well, that's cool.
Anyway,
so Stelli, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Just enjoying this quarantine as much as possible. It's crazy. I kind of live on Zoom now as much as the rest of the world does.
Yeah.
Why is everyone panicking? Everyone seems to be panicking about Zoom and TikTok, saying like, don't do it because the Chinese are listening.
Yeah, no, the government's been listening.
Yeah,
nothing's changing now.
I just accept that they're always listening. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So is that a quarantine beard or is that just your regular beard?
No, this is actually mid-contest prep beard. So I don't cut I usually when I start my contest prep, I just don't care about anything. I just get in zone, and then when it's showtime, I'll get a haircut. And then quarantine happened, and then shows started to get canceled. I was holding out, and then by the time I realized no shows are happening, my barber was over. I wasn't trying to get a haircut, so this is just now a way of life.
So how many weeks in were you in the quarantine? Like were you getting ready? You were getting ready for a contest. How many weeks in were you?
I was
Luke, get off your phone.
About 12 weeks. I think 12 weeks in. Yeah, I was 3 weeks out.
You were 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
What when the quarantine started? When
they announced the show that I wanted to do was canceled. It was supposed to be in Philly. I was 3 weeks out of the show, and then that show got canceled. And then I was training at Bev's gym for a while, and I was asking Steve if his show was going to continue to go on. He said he didn't know. And then a week later, all shows started to get canceled. And I was just like, yeah, it's not happening. And if it was going to happen, I wasn't going to risk it. You know, when you're that depleted, your immune system is shot, you're backstage naked with a whole bunch of people. No thanks.
Yeah, no, it's tough. So what were you competing in? Were you competing in classic or bodybuilding?
Men's physique. Actually.
Men's physique. Okay.
Men's physique. My goal is to build my physique up to classic physique.
Okay.
I'm 6'3", so like I'm a basketball player by nature. Yeah. So my legs are a little lagging. I'm just naturally like long limb guy. So I just want to get thicker all around, get a nice X shape.
Okay. So what is this your first show, or how many shows in are you?
No, yeah, that was supposed to be my second show. So I did this. I was gonna do the same show again. So I did that show last year at this time, and I wanted to repeat it and do it again.
Why
place much better?
Oh, so you're just doing it just to place better. But did you already qualify for another level?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did okay in that show. I won the novice category.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could be a lot better. And I was supposed to do a show in August, but decided to go on vacation instead. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, what I got. So this time around, I decided to take a true off-season to actually put on muscle and not just get up there skinny and shredded.
How much weight did you put on?
I would say of good muscle, I'd probably say around like 3 to 4 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, but I want to know how fat you got. How heavy did you get?
I went all the way up to 200. The highest I saw was 242 pounds on the scale.
That's good.
I was fat. I got pretty fat. Yeah. My stage weight is about 205.
That's normal. Luke, I don't know about you. I usually drop 30 or 40 pounds in a contest weight.
I think that's about normal.
Yeah. Good for you. Okay, so you asked, I forget what question you asked, but it intrigued me. That's why I picked you.
Oh,
so what was your question?
It was concerning around like cheat meals or refeed meals or whatever people want to call them. Like, I think my biggest problem is I'm like you guys. As I was listening to the podcast before, when you talk about like some nights you'll like have that Saturday night, you'll eat crazy, and then that Wednesday night is kind of like a clean cheat.
Yep.
That's kind of like what me and my girlfriend, who's sitting right there listening, is going through right now. So like, I think we do a date night either Thursday night or Friday night. And then Sunday night, we just kind of like, we just turn off the mental and just whatever we eat, we pig out, you know?
Yeah.
We eat the leftovers or whatever. But my question was more about like strategically placing the cheat meal. Like I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I like to do a big workout, like earn it, like do leg day, and then have a cheat meal. And I've heard about my coach had me doing a cheat meal before leg day. So the night before leg day, because he wanted my body to be full of glycogen. So like, I was wondering, how do you guys strategically place your cheat meals? Is it like before lagging body part, after lagging body part, or maybe on an off day to replenish all your glycogen stores? Like, how do you guys view the cheat meal strategically?
Luke, do you mind if I field this real quick and then you can take the second crack at it? Because this question really intrigues me because I don't have a definite answer. So maybe Luke can clear it up. But my opinion, I don't like, I used to like doing a heavy cheat, like a dirty cheat the day before legs day, right? Because because the same reason your coach said, I like to be full of energy when I go train legs. But I found that if I do like pizza or like some shitty food or something, it's almost like my electrolyte balance is off and I'm retaining a lot of water, but I didn't get as much glycogen as I wanted. Like I don't feel as full in the muscle. I feel like it's more just water. Yep. So I feel like the ideal way to do it that I've found over all this time is clean refeed the day before. I'm talking, this is like off season, right? Not dieting.
Yeah, they just say you're off season.
I would do a clean refeed the day before. So like add more rice, add more potatoes, whatever. Make sure you're bumping your carbs up pretty good. That way you get all the glycogen you want. And then the day of legs, I would do that dirty cheat that night. So that's kind of how I kind of figure it worked best for me. But Luke probably has a different opinion about it.
So you're talking off season, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I've probably got a completely different opinion. I don't think anyone needs a refeed in the off season.
Well, I just like to. I'm saying like, if I'm doing 300 or 400 grams of carbs normally, the day before legs, I'll probably bump it up to like 5, 6.
Yeah, that's not insane though, is it?
No. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's just
that again. That's not a refeed. I think refeeds kind of really apply when you're coming down.
Okay.
In off season, you're already feeding.
Okay, so terminology is different, but
so it depends why you're using it. Are you using it because you want the workouts to be better, or are you using it for recovery, or are you using it because you're trying to break a plateau? It kind of depends why you're using it. To be fair, in the off season, I just eat whatever. If I want a burger, I'll have it, kind of thing. I don't like to overthink these things too much.
So you don't have like a strategy for like before.
No, if I want to, say I've got a leg day, I'll probably have a larger breakfast, slightly more carbs intra-workout. Probably Chris always likes to give me like a muffin or cookies before training, something like that's. So I have like whey and cream of rice with like a couple of cookies. It's super easy to digest, like an hour and a half before I train. And then I have maybe like my cheat meal later in the day. So
your premise, Luke, is you're already eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories. You don't really need to increase anything.
No, and I think if you're going to increase things, it's kind of like you're putting cheat meals in to kind of like put on weight, basically. It's like extra calories. So really, does it matter where it goes? If you put it on a leg day, you're just torching through it. So you haven't. What's the point? Well,
the thing is, for me, I don't know if obviously everybody's got a different digestive system. If I do muffins or cookies or anything like my pre-workout meal, I don't like. I like to kind of train when my stomach's.
You could have like rice cakes and jam. Something.
No. I'm just saying like. I like to train when my stomach's like a little bit empty. So my pre-workout meal is probably small.
Yeah, but with that in mind, that's why it's like so having whey and cream of rice is nothing, and then you have a muffin. Within an hour and a half, my stomach's empty. It's not
an hour and a half. Yeah.
It's like I'm not having steak and rice. I always eat an hour and a half before I train.
Yeah.
And then because I have my intra workout. So
I'm definitely like you, Fouad. Like I like my pre-workout to be like it's my smallest meal. So like I'll just mix up like Gerber. Half a cup of Gerber, like just get 30 grams of carbs and throw in some whey and peanut butter.
Yeah, that's
hour and a half. I'm just like,
that's fine if you're training like really quickly before, like if you're training like 30-40 minutes before training.
Yeah.
I have like a full meal an hour.
It takes me, you know what, Luke, if I do cream of rice and whey, I still need the hour. And before legs, I still take, like I literally like my stomach to be empty especially when I train legs.
I mean, I'm never full, but I never starve. I don't want to be starving, but I like to be just, it's gone. It's digested.
Yeah. So Stelli, what about, is your question more geared to off season or dieting?
More so off season, because I think like dieting is a lot easier. I think in the off season, it's like, you're already like kind of loose already.
Mm-hmm.
But like the off season is the time, you know, you want to bring up whatever part you were lagging. Like if your arms are lagging, like, you know, you don't want to overtrain them, but you want to strategically place, I guess, if you're going to cheat or have high carbs in your system, you know, do you want it to be directly after or before? And I know my coach just told me he wanted me to doing it before, the night before, because he felt like if you cheat after your lagging body part, because of usually cheat meals are just heavy in fat, that you might not digest, or it might not digest quickly enough.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I think if you're if you're training legs and you're trying to get the benefit of the cheat meal, I do think it's beneficial to do it after, you know, after you train legs, because the cheat meal is not always super high in fat. I mean, it could be, you might just go for all you can eat sushi. It could just be a bunch of rice and fish. I mean, that to some people that's not a cheat meal, but I mean, there's a lot of different cheats you could have, or you might just eat it like a whole cake. You might grab like an angel. Listen, I've done that. You might grab like an angel food cake and just.
I don't know how, if that's low fat.
An angel food cake is actually pretty low in fat considering what you're eating.
A whole cake.
Okay, don't eat the whole fucking cake.
You said whole cake. You're the fucking one that said whole cake. I didn't say whole cake.
But I'm just saying, if you sit down with the cake, sometimes the whole thing ends up gone. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely like you though, Fouad. I have your kind of cheat meal, like, you know how you were just talking about how you'll order from this place and log into a different app and order from that.
Yeah,
place.
Luke does that too. Yeah. I just I found that my digestive system is a little bit more sensitive. So, and I don't like when I'm retaining a ton of water and I'm not getting the glycogen refill that I want. So I guess Luke is right in saying that if you're already eating 5,000 calories a day or whatever, like if you're eating like topped up to the max, there's no point in adding a little bit extra the day before. But for me, I'm not usually eating like a max amount. So I'll top up before certain days, like before my arm days, before my leg days, before the days that are important to me. And then I'll do the cheat after that day. So,
okay, cool.
I mean, you have two different ways you can go about it. It's up to you. I mean, people who digest things quickly are probably going to do what Luke does, where he has a huge breakfast and maybe throws in like some baked goods or something before.
I mean, a lot of things that I'll add will be incredibly like fast digesting, like really easy to digest, like the Rice Krispie treats. Like, if you have a couple of those with your pre-workout meal, even if your pre-workout meal is the very small one, a couple of Rice Krispie treats, you're not really gonna be full and bloated and feel like shit from a couple of those.
Those are really fast, actually. Those are really
so
good.
Like, I mean, so it doesn't have to be a muffin or a cookie. It can kind of be whatever agrees with you. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, so are you good there?
Yeah, I think that answers, like, everyone's different, you know. So
yeah,
I always knew everyone would have different answers.
I think in the off season, you kind of just have to play it by your lifestyle as well. You know, it depends what your cheat meal's for. If it's for a body part, then strategically place it. If it's just because you want to go out for a meal with your missus, then that's different.
Yeah.
See, some people do the both though at the same time. Like, like Saturday night is my night out with my girl.
Yeah.
So I'll train legs Saturday morning. That way I know I'm going out for a fucking big steak and pasta meal or something, and it's going to be beneficial because I hammered legs earlier that day. So you can make everything kind of sync together if you know what I mean. If you know you're going out with your girl or whatever, right? So there's a lot of different ways you can set it up. I don't think there's any I don't honestly don't think there's any really perfect way to do it. There's a lot of people that do. Earlier on in my career, I did what you do. I used to do my cheat meals the day before. And then I found that doing them after and just doing cleaner carbs the day before works better. So there's a lot of different ways to set it up, man.
Right now in this quarantine, it's weirder because like I'm used to like my leg days, like just getting on the hack squat and like going till I throw up pretty much, or getting under the bar. But now it's at home. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. I've been invested in this field for a while, so I have like Bowflex dumbbells that go really high and don't take up space. I have all the bands. I have a stationary bike. I'm able to do a lot.
Yeah.
More than most people, but like everything is pretty much high volume, you know. And I've made used to like. Luckily, you know, I got, like you said, got these bands right here. So like everything's been just, I'm maintaining.
Yeah.
So I've changed my diet to also maintain. So like I'm in like I wouldn't say a carb cycle, but like I would say 5 days are pretty much moderate to low carb, whereas those 2 cheat days would take me over and balance me out for the week.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan. Before you go, I wanted to hit you with some rapid fire bodybuilding and bollocks questions, just so we can get like a little bit of your personality out and see kind of who you are.
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
So, Luke, I'm going to ask a few questions. Luke, if you come up with a couple while I'm asking,
let me see.
Just shoot.
Put me on the spot and ask me.
Just don't worry about it. You'll come up with something once you see what I'm doing.
Rapid fire questions are like prepared in advance and rapid fire.
I literally wrote them down 5 minutes ago.
I'm a musket. I'm going to be just sitting there, just putting the bullet in and stuff in the barrel.
A musket. All right. Here we go. Five Guys or McDonald's?
Five Guys.
All right. What do you think, Luke? Five Guys?
I'd agree.
I don't know more. You know, I like the Five Guys burger better, but McDonald's is fucking delicious.
It's tough, but if I could eat anything now, it would be Five Guys, like right now.
This minute.
In this second, in this instance of life.
Okay, but in 1 year of ordering burgers, are you ordering more Five Guys or more McDonald's?
Oh, easily more McDonald's because they deliver.
That's what I'm saying.
No, wait. You just said C before I explained why. McDonald's
get more variety with McDonald's.
There's like there's 2 of them like an hour from my house. A mile from my house.
Yeah.
And they deliver. And there's no Five Guys near me. I'd have to drive 30, 40 minutes away, and they don't deliver, and it's about $6,000 a burger. So
see, I get delivery from both, but if you add up all the times I eat McDonald's, it's way more than Five Guys.
Of course, but if Five Guys was local and it delivered and maybe had a bit more variety, I'd probably order from Five Guys.
It's a variety. Like Stelli said, it's a variety.
Yeah. But if we're talking strictly burgers, you can't say, but McFlurries. It's like, no, we're comparing burgers. We are comparing.
I like a good Big Mac. I don't know. It's so shitty.
Yeah, it's so shit. Like,
all right. Stelli, car, truck, or motorcycle?
Truck.
Yeah.
Big truck or Luke's truck? I'm just busting your balls. Don't get fucking upset.
You're acting like it's my choice.
I'm just fucking with you. You know, this is the first time I've seen you be sensitive. This is funny.
What do you mean? I didn't say anything.
I know, but you can tell. I can tell by the look on your face a little bit. Like, all right, squat or bench?
Squat. Only because I suck. My legs are my lagging body part, so I love squatting more than I bench, and my chest is my strongest body part. So the bench isn't as fun for me.
Okay. So it's kind of along the same lines. What's your favorite body part to train?
Legs and back. It's tied. Tied. Legs and back. Just much right.
Okay. Gun to your head. You had to pick one.
Back.
All right.
Okay. Good. At least you didn't say arms.
Nah, I hate arms.
Ass or pussy?
Are you talking cheeks or hole?
I don't know, Luke. Why don't you clarify for us? His girlfriend's sitting there.
When you think about it,
she's sitting right there.
Well, otherwise, hang on. It has to be the asshole. It has to be. I didn't even instigate this. And for fuck's sake, I've been dragged in again. You've made me sound smutty as fuck. But for the relevance of the question, for them to be terrible, asshole or vagina, go.
Are you going to get in trouble if you answer or what? We haven't seen your girlfriend.
Man. Pussy for sure.
Okay.
Nah. Grab her by the pussy, as my president would say, right? I guess.
All right. This is up Luke's alley. Batman or Superman?
Batman. Easy.
Why?
He's the greatest superhero ever. Didn't even need superpowers.
I don't understand this. This always confuses me. Superman can do anything.
Yes, but
I know.
Fouad, you don't know what you're talking about.
So I know that. That's why I'm confused by it.
So that's why your opinion doesn't really matter.
I know that. I'm not saying my opinion matters.
I'm saying when people say I don't really understand, it's because you don't know.
No.
It's like
Luke. I'm not saying I understand. I'm saying explain to me, because you know.
You can't explain unless you read it. It's like why do you like cars? You can't explain to me. You just do.
No, but I could say I think Superman's better because he can fly.
A lot of it is nothing to do. Okay, it's nothing really to do with their power set.
Yeah.
It's who they are as people.
Oh, okay.
If I had to compare, I would say Superman is like Phil Heath and Batman is Jay Cutler.
Is that good comparison?
Batman's Dorian Yates.
So it's like he's like more hardcore. Is that why?
Yeah, like Batman's always like one step ahead. Like he has like contingency plans in place for everything. Just watch Batman Superman. I know it's not a great movie.
All right.
It's got your answer.
Batman's the man. 100%.
Okay, last one.
Yo, what's up?
Oprah or Ellen?
Oprah, man, I'm black. What the hell you want me to say? Yo, put me on.
He's adding racism. He's watched the show before.
He's a fan.
Yeah, I'm black. You gonna put me on YouTube?
I mean, we don't have either of those shows. So don't need, I can't.
See that shit? He's watched the show. He knows to sprinkle the racism in wherever he can.
That's why you chose a black guy.
No, yeah. I didn't even know he was black when I was picking him. I just picked
his profile. You're like, well, he's safe. He's safe.
All right, Stelli.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming on, shooting the shit with us, man.
Guys, man. For sure. I appreciate you guys. You guys drop a lot of knowledge. I always listen to every single podcast, every single Q&A. So thank you guys.
Thanks for coming on, man. Good luck in your competitions.
Yeah. Speak soon, buddy.
We'll talk to you soon. Okay, brother.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Right, listen, Fouad, you've been telling me off regard on my phone. Let me explain why I've been on my phone. I'm in an eBay battle at the moment for some plates.
Oh, for iron, like plates, like for the gym?
Weight plates, so that you know how important this is. And this guy's trying to mug me off with the price.
What do you mean,
basically,
why?
the guy, I didn't win the bid last night because I just catastrophically outbid. And I was like, I'm not paying that.
How much does he want for them?
Okay, he wants let me tell the story.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so it was for 6 20-kilo plates, and I was like, I'll go up to £600 for them. That's a lot, but they're cast iron plates, they're nice plates. So I was like, if they get them, I'll get them. Last night, I had a couple of gins.
some quarantine gins.
I had some from Easter, so I thought I'd have some gin.
Okay,
it was quite nice. Gin and lemonade, actually. It was the most vagina drink I've ever had. However, delicious. I don't know if you're allowed to say vagina drink. That's sexist, isn't it?
I think you can say vagina drink. It's the proper term.
That's going to be a hashtag.
I think if you say pussy drink, then it's not allowed.
Yeah, vagina drink. I still don't know. Sprinkle in the sexism. Anyway, so this is important, as you know. So I bet I got outbid anyway. So I put it up to £800 because I'm a little bit drunk. So fuck it.
I'll spend the money. Yeah.
I got outbid anyway. And I was like, I haven't been bid, so it's fine. So now, today, I get an email from him. Well. The person that outbid me can't pay for them or can't collect it. This guy's 20 minutes from my house, by the way.
Okay.
And now he's saying, do you want to, I saw you bid £800. Do you want them for £800? And he said, I've also got 2 more plates. Would you be interested in those too? And I said, it's extortionately priced. I won't pay £800 for 6 plates. However, I would consider you giving the money for all 8.
Yeah.
8, again, it's expensive.
So
really
expensive. So it's £800 for 8 45-pound plates?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I have like I'm being really stubborn because the gym, Muscleworks Gym, have said, John's like, you can borrow some plates. But me being stubborn, I don't want any help. I just want to be able to buy the gym and have it all myself.
So
I don't want to rely on people to borrow shit.
45 times 8 is $360.
Yeah.
Generally, like when you're buying used plates, it's like $1 a plate, isn't it?
No, it's usually I think it's usually done by kilo, not pounds. Okay. So usually, I think it's generally it ranges between like £1 and £3 a kilo.
Okay.
This is I think this is already up to like £6 or £7.
Okay, but that's still.
Anyway, the guy said no. He wants $1,000 for all 8 plates. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. $1,000 for 8 plates.
Yeah, maybe he looked you up though, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's a pro bodybuilder."
It's on
eBay. There's no name on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My eBay hand is just wasting money. And then
dude, just go borrow from the gym. What the fuck are you wasting money for?
No, I know, but it's me because I'd rather have it. It's mine. It's just gonna stay in the garage.
Yeah, but what I would do is borrow the weights and keep looking, and then get.
That's what I'm gonna likely do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're really nice cast iron. The Ivanko plates at the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, and John would be cool for me to borrow them because I'm having them inside with matted flooring. I have bumper plates for deadlifts and stuff. It's all they're going to be safe and sound.
Yeah.
They're not mine. And they're really, if they were shitty plates, I wouldn't care, but they're such nice plates.
Yeah.
I don't want to borrow them. And also, I fucking hate bumper plates because you can only fit like 3 on a bar.
Yeah.
So I want plates.
Yeah,
So
for you, that's not going to do.
Yeah, so we'll see what this prick says.
So you got your gym set up? Did you do a little
No, I've cleared out the garage. It's cleared. It's empty. So I've put all that in the Redcon One story today, and we filmed it for the video series we're doing on YouTube.
But did you put up the whole gym and everything?
No, it's just empty.
All you do is empty the garage out.
Yeah, I just made the space for it. So all the matting and all of the equipment comes tomorrow.
And then you got to spend all day putting all the shit together.
Well, I think the only thing I've got to build is the rack. I think.
Okay.
And I don't think it'll be I think it'll be quite straightforward.
Yeah, I think I bought a leg extension.
Oh, did you?
Well, because I'm training at a friend's studio, and he's like willing to share it with me. Yeah. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna buy some equipment for it because like it's like enough to get good workouts, but there's some stuff in there that you want, you know. Yeah. So Dorian's gym at Pure Muscle and Fitness or whatever, they're selling their Cybex leg extension. Yeah. So I'm just gonna buy it off them. Could put it in the studio.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if I had the space, I would, but it's things like, I mean, I can get by. I mean, everything I'm getting it's a lot of kit. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I told you what I'm getting. I'm not going to say it on here because it's quite a long list.
Yeah,
it's everything I need. In terms of, I mean, obviously I can't do leg extensions, but where my power rack has the lat pull down attachment, so it has the high attachment and the low row attachment as well.
Yeah,
I can put a cuff on my ankle and do like standing leg curls, and I can do leg extensions.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can get by.
No, I've been fine. I've been training at my buddy's studio for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and I haven't done any leg extensions. It's been all squats, leg press, and hack squats.
Yeah, and I've got three different bars as well.
Do you don't have a leg press or a leg press or a hack squat or anything like that, eh?
No, but I've got safety bar, camber bar, barbell, buffalo.
So your leg workout's going to be primarily just squatting.
Squatting. I've got a sissy squat.
Okay.
And I have one of the single squat stands. You know, you put your back leg on. I have one of those. And I have quite a long driveway, so I can do a lot of like walking lunges and
and shit. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can do everything really. And I've got a hyperextension bench that actually goes quite low.
Yeah,
so I can do like banded leg curls on there, like the good morning leg curl.
Yeah.
I can do dumbbell leg curls with a band. I do banded leg curls. I can do RDLs. I can do squats. There's loads of shit that you can do.
Don't you think it's insane? Like where we're at, like everyone's trying to create new ways to fucking work out. Like I never imagined in my life.
I'm not doing any new ways to work out. I'm just using the absolute basics.
No. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, I think it's crazy that the fucking gyms are closed. Like it's insane to me.
It's madness.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why, but it's just not something you ever expected.
No. And I think, do you know what? I think there's cracks showing in social media and the news and things.
Why?
It's almost like it's getting to the point where the governments around the world are going, we might have to just fuck the virus off and open.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
it's almost like they're scrambling to get as much of that the protective equipment for the health workers,
the nurses and doctors, and shit.
Trying to get as much of that out as possible.
Yeah, set
up the field hospitals just in case. Set up the morgues just in case. So they're protected, so they can just go fuck it. We can open now because. Everyone's it's almost like they're scrambling to get that done because they know that people are not going to stand for this shit anymore.
I think
if enough people just opened up their businesses, the government can't be like they just be like, well, we can't prosecute everyone.
But I still think what they're doing is a good idea.
It's very good. It's very good, but
it's hard. It's hard on people.
It's really difficult because it's like you have to. It's getting to the point now where yes, you want to save lives and protect healthcare services. But at the same time, if you leave it too long and it gets too damaging, the deaths from suicides, I would imagine, would be a lot higher around the world because no one's going to have any money, job, homelessness, unemployment. And there's only so much governments can do to help. And I almost think like instead of trying to pay everyone's salaries, instead of trying to pay everyone's wages, why don't you just put that money into helping the health sectors? Yeah. And instead of opening the schools,
because even if they
put the money back into childcare, so you keep the schools closed, you put that money back into, instead of paying everyone's salaries, put that into childcare and use the schools as child minding services instead.
But I know there's going to be people that are fired up that. Okay, let's switch gears for 1 second.
Yeah.
Are you seeing all the threads about like? There's a ton of people that are like, "This is fake. It's bullshit."
It's not fake. I've had family friends that have died from this. It's not fake.
Okay, but Thank God, because honestly, man, it seems like, I don't know if it's the bodybuilding community or it's what it is, but I keep seeing
it's the ignorance of the bodybuilding community.
I keep seeing threads come up of conspiracy theories, and like everybody who's commenting agrees with them.
Yeah, I know, because no one wants to. Everyone's like, the government's out to get you, right? Maybe we don't know this, but in this instance, I think there's a global pandemic. The world, the governments, and all the superpowers around the world are not as wealthy as we think they are. There's not as much money in the world as we think there is, and I think everyone's pushed to their limits in terms of how many people can be treated.
Yeah,
that a pandemic on top of that will cripple everyone. So they have to try and save. They have to like shut everyone down to make sure the healthcare services don't get so overwhelmed that people are literally dying in the streets, dying in their houses. They can't cope.
This is where
it's like, I think the governments generally don't have a fucking clue how to handle this.
No, I think they do. I think they're
and all these people, it's 5G towers.
I think they're handling it the right way, because all they're trying to do is make sure everybody doesn't get sick at the exact same time.
Yes, exactly. It's like, it's so difficult, and I'm actually really sick of seeing everyone like, Trump's a dick, Trump's doing a shit job.
I know.
It's like Trump isn't doing a shit job. He just says stupid things.
Yeah.
And I think what we're doing here in the UK, I think what Boris Johnson's doing and his team are doing is great. And they're trying, and it's really difficult between saving lives and saving the economy, which will cost lives if it's not handled properly.
Going back to the conspiracy thing, I just wanted to say, I think, people are trying to figure out where it came from, right? I think if you have a conspiracy about where it came from, that's valid. You can say, oh, this country started, that country started, whatever. There's so many different theories, right?
But the thing is, let me just interject quickly. All the conspiracy theorists don't have a fucking clue.
Wait a minute.
All they do is just say, when like the professionals make a very solid point and a fact about the virus, they always say, yeah, that's what they want you to think.
No, I know that, but I've heard a lot of theories about where it started, and even some doctors are not certain of where it started.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, if you were going to be a conspiracy person, your conspiracy should be focused on where it started and not whether it's real or not, because obviously people are fucking dying, so it's not fake. But the conspiracy should be, where did it start and why did it start? Not is it real or not? Because obviously, I had a friend who I think is actually normal, said to me, I don't know, man. I don't know anybody who's died from it. So is it really real? And I'm like, just because nobody fucking died in your circle, it doesn't mean, like, there's body bags being pulled out of hospitals in New York and loaded into fucking into trailers of fucking trucks. So it's obviously real, right?
It's definitely real. I do think it's being very badly reported, less so now. And I think social media scaremongering is blown this out of proportion, I think.
But I think social media's conspiracy theory is just as bad. There's a whole bunch of fucking Facebook and Instagram experts going, oh, it's 5G, or it's fucking, or it's all these other conspiracy. And I'm like,
I always just say to people, like, why can't it just be a virus that people are scared of and don't really know how to handle? Why can't it actually be what people think what it actually is? No one definitely knows. I'm sick of talking shit and saying like facts and spouting their own facts, which they've cherry picked from a headline on someone's Facebook. And I don't like talking about this virus, and I don't like giving my opinion too much. I don't know. All I can be is just be optimistic, and anything I hear that alarms me a little bit or comforts me, basically gives me any kind of reaction from a piece of news. I thought, I will research it. I'll look into it in a try and get an actual answer. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, if I hear like a fact online, it's utter bollocks.
Yeah. You mean a fact from like somebody on your Instagram?
Yeah, and it's like when you actually, when you hear things like in China they've had over 21 million deaths they're covering up because no one. Here's actually an article I read the other day. They said there's 21 million mobile phones that have disappeared. Like the signals have disappeared off the cell network. Yeah. So they were saying, well, that must mean because a lot more people have died than China are letting on. So this whole article is about this. And then right at the bottom, it said the one sentence was, or it's likely because all the telecoms companies in China have been closed for the duration too. Yeah, probably that.
Yeah, it's probably the more common sense thing.
It's probably the fact that no one's been able to renew their phone contracts.
Yeah. Well, let's move on because I think some of the listeners get mad when we talk about this shit for too long.
Yeah, let me just check my phone because this is important. I'm not just fucking around here. Let me see if he said.
Your guest isn't logging on. I don't know if I should send him another invite.
You should.
I'm going to send him another invite just to see.
I'll message him and see if he's.
Maybe he decided he doesn't want to. Unless I sent it to the wrong. I sent him another message. Okay, I'm going to get to some of these questions because there's a shit ton of them, and we haven't answered any yet except for Stelli's. Okay.
Hang on.
This is a long one, but.
What is that long question? We'll read it.
Would you rather listen to Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up cranked on repeat for the rest of your training sessions?
Right.
Or be able to have your normal music, but only be able to listen to it at a volume where you can just barely hear it? That's so fucking aggravating.
I think the barely hearing it.
Yeah, obviously, because I don't want to listen to fucking one song for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But listening to music when you can barely hear it is one of the most annoying things ever.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Okay.
Craig just messaged. So you sent him the link?
I just sent it again, yeah.
I just said, you get the link? I've let it out. The cat's out of the bag. I just said his name, didn't I?
I don't know if they know which Craig we're talking about.
It could be any Craig.
Unless they watched last week's episode.
Yeah, well, they did. I definitely think they did.
All right, let's just.
Can I just say, is his surname? It's Craig. Is his surname Golias or is it Golias? I've heard it said differently from different people.
I thought it was Golias, but I don't.
I think it is. I'm going to ask him.
Well, I think we can ask him when he's on. Yeah. All right, let's get more of these questions till he comes on. Is muscle separation genetic, training, etc.? What % of each? That's
what do you mean?
He wants to know if like muscle separation is genetic, or if it's training, or if it's diet, or if it's. And I
don't think anyone really knows. I think it's mostly genetic, but you probably can improve it a little bit with your training.
You think it's muscle separation is genetic?
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of. I mean, obviously there's some genetics, but is it just a matter of your?
No, it's not. Because some people. I mean, you just.
You can't say no, it's not. You just said you don't know, and then you're like, no, it's not.
No. It has to be because it differs from person to person. So much so, even from the beginning of careers.
I know,
you see guys with deep quad separation versus not much, and their legs are the same size.
Yeah, but maybe that's a matter of how they trained.
They might be training partners.
That's such a stupid thing.
No, but I've seen that. Well, Johnny Jackson.
I'm not saying genetics.
Johnny Jackson and Barnes Warren, who has more separation?
I'm not saying genetics don't play a part, obviously. And the more muscle you have, the more separation you're going to have. So that's the Branch Warren Johnny Jackson dichotomy, right? But I think training, diet, and genetics all play a part.
Yeah, they do. But I think it's like some people just don't have the separation that others have. Some people just have insane separation. Other people don't. Just like feathering versus separation. Like Phil Heath doesn't have a striation on his body. Yet Kai Green was covered in them.
Did you say Phil Heath doesn't have a striation on his body? Are you crazy?
He doesn't have that. No, he doesn't have that like crazy crispy striation. His condition's different. I meant in a way he doesn't have like, so when he locks out his quad, Kai's quads are just all diced.
Feathered, yeah.
So all those kind of like
extra details,
yeah. And Phil doesn't have that compared to some other guys, but his separation is insane between each muscle.
Okay, but the big but is Kai's training is drastically different than fucking Phil.
I'm going to get murdered for that because I know what I meant. I didn't mean Phil. What I meant was that's not.
No, I get what you're saying. Listen, I get what you're saying. Some bodybuilders have more detail than others.
Yeah, and his detail isn't like cross striations; it's separation in each muscle group. It's different.
Yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is, Kai is known for like 3-hour workouts, and then maybe that could be why he has so much detail and why there's so much separation.
It could be, but I mean, I don't know.
I think I don't know is the right.
The only reason I'm saying genetically is because I'm talking about a lot of the guys when they're younger. You can see, like the guys who had insane separation then they kind of always do, and the guys that didn't when they were younger still don't.
Yeah, like if you look at Jay had feathering in his quads like at the very beginning.
Yeah, so I think it is.
It's genetic. A factor. Yeah, of course.
I think it's genetic, but you can improve it with your training.
Okay. What's your thoughts on SARMs and pro hormones? We both think it's shit, right?
I'm from my understanding, which is very minimal, it's shit.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm not a fucking doctor or scientist either, but I've tried SARMs and they don't do fuck all.
From my knowledge and limited experience,
yeah,
they are shit.
Thoughts on mini cuts during the off season? I'm not a fan.
I think they're great if needed. It depends on
what do you call a mini cut though? Let's define it.
I kind of mean it more just restoring insulin sensitivity. So just basically pulling your carbs back
for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, like 3-4 weeks max. Like trying to drop like 10, 12 pounds of fluff.
But you're not necessarily cutting calories. You might be just increasing your fats because you can increase insulin sensitivity by doing that.
Normally I just shave off some unnecessary calories. I just tidy things up and maybe add a little bit of cardio for a few weeks.
Okay, that's not bad. Because I see some guys doing like full blown cuts in the middle of their off season.
I've done that once, and that was also really good. It's almost like, so if you get to a point where you're kind of stalling a little bit, if you did like a very extreme diet for 3 to 4 weeks, very extreme.
Yeah.
And I'd also do quite a fair amount of cardio too, and just be really extreme. You'll almost catch a rebound from that, and it's quite nice to get to that next stage. So you're not doing the diet necessarily to get as lean as possible in those 4 weeks. You're doing it to catch as much of a rebound from that as possible. And I've done that, and I've seen that work for people.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like restoring insulin sensitivity is the main reason why I would do a mini cut.
So that whole rebound thing is almost just doing that to the extreme, and also trying to, which is why you catch that pre-contest, that post-contest rebound a lot of the time is due to your insulin sensitivity.
If I was going to advise somebody to do a mini cut, it would be more just reducing your carbs and increasing your fats, but not necessarily reducing calories.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
That way you're still maintaining, like if
it's because you're too fat, then I would just say just lose some of that fat and try and do it quite quickly.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it's just because people eat too much junk, so just cut that out for a few weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways of doing it. It's kind of it always is dependent on why are you doing it. I
guess what I'm trying to say is the only one I'm against is where you actually stall your progress, which is what you said works. So
yeah, I mean, again, it depends on the scenario.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring on Craig.
No.
Hello. Oh, he's connecting his audio. Does he know we're looking at his ceiling? Are you texting him?
No, I'm actually just looking at this.
Are you trying to get the eBay sale?
Yeah, it's just like I can borrow plates from the gym, but it's annoying me that I would have to.
Maybe you should text Craig and tell him we're looking at his ceiling right now. Oh, there he is.
There we go. He's connected.
What's up? Can you hear us?
I'm sure I sent a reply and I can't see my reply. You fucking, what am I doing?
Craig, is your ringer? Oh, there he goes.
This is good. This is live. This is good live content. I'm on my phone looking at eBay.
Can you get off your fucking phone?
You know this is important.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves.
You know this is important.
It's like, before phones existed, if I had a magazine and you were talking to me and I just held the magazine in your face while you were talking to me.
Are you telling me that this isn't important?
No, it's not important. The guy's charging you too much fucking money.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get him down.
1 second here. There he is.
Do you guys see me?
Yeah.
Is it working?
You're good now. We can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Can you turn your phone sideways or no?
Like this?
Yeah. There's more of you that way.
You need to wipe your lens. You got a really greasy lens, man.
Is it greasy?
It's greasy. Greasy.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I've seen you around for like 20 years, but I don't think we've ever met or spoken.
Yeah, same here. Same here, brother. Yeah, you've been, dude, I remember seeing you in magazines. Right? I started working out like around 2004, and I remember seeing you like Muscle Tech ads.
Yeah.
And stuff like that back then. It was crazy.
I thought you started before me. You started in 2004?
Yeah, the first time I walked into a gym was like around 2003, but like I didn't really get serious to 2005. And what I mean serious, like, leg day, shoulder day. I was just doing like arms and chest and abs. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask the obvious question that everybody probably already is wondering or has asked you 1,000 times. What do you weigh right now?
I'm not weighing myself at the moment because I am natty. So
no, you're not.
I bet you're still like 350, you prick. You're just like, you're gigantic.
Yeah, no, I got to my heaviest right before all this Corona shit happened. Well, it was like 354. And
Shit.
then the gym started closing, and I was gonna take a break anyway because guys, this is what we got to do. We hate it, but what you got to do. And so it's kind of perfect timing. So I just told myself I don't even want to weigh myself. Last time I went natty, I was at 340. I got down to 300. So
okay, wait. When you
I think I'm staying a lot bigger because I'm actually eating more. So
okay, wait. When you say you're natty, you mean like once the quarantine started, now you're natty?
Yeah.
So you've been natty for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's been natty for 3 weeks and he's down to 200.
No, it's been about 6 weeks. 6 weeks since I came down.
Yeah. So why? Okay, you're honestly like the biggest fucking guy I've seen in the bodybuilding industry. Why hasn't it translated to the stage, or do you even care?
Well, first off, let me say, coming from you, that means a lot. So thank you, brother, because you both are monsters yourself. So it's awesome to hear that from monsters. You hear a lot from normal sized people, but when you hear from other monsters, it's awesome. Yeah, dude. I stopped competing in 2013. My last show, I went against. It was kind of crazy. Matt Porter and Brian for the overall. Kind of a cool way to go out,
That is cool.
And, yeah, and
we're looking at some of your shots here.
Oh,
just
okay,
so
cool.
It's for people that don't know you. I just want to show them how big you fucking really are. What do you?
I did hear a rumor that Craig's head is only the size of like a small egg. He's actually quite small. He's actually normal size body. He's actually only a middleweight. He's just got a tiny head.
His head is so small. Yeah. So sorry. I go back to what happened with competing? You stopped in 2013.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I was done with bodybuilding in 2010, to be honest with you, man. I did the USAs in 2009 and 2010, going up like, people like Steve Kukolo and, all those, guys that are killing it now, and, I just, after 2010, like, in 2009, I asked the judges, what do I need to work on? They said, you were shredded, but you need more size. I was like 250 on stage at 6'3". Yeah. So the next year, I did the USAs in 2010, and I was on stage like 274, but, conditioning was garbage. So I kind of just gave up after that. And then I did it again in 2013 just to get shredded for photo shoots for a supplement company.
Okay.
I started my own supplement company back then, believe it or not. And my business partner was like, dude, you need to get in shape. Like, you need to get diced there's one right there, the black and white. You see right there?
This one here.
Yeah, right there. Like, that was for my last photo shoot with Jason Ellis.
Okay.
I was about 290 almost there. And honestly, I looked better in that photo shoot than I did on stage. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just told myself after 2010, I was kind of, I was like, I'm trying to think how old I was back then. I think it was like 26 and I was already done.
So what happened? Okay. So you started, when did you start the supplement company?
I started in 2012. I was with the MHP for 3 years.
Okay.
And, back then to get free supplements, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
And after that, some guy came up to me at the gym. He's like, what does MHP give you? I was like, some supplements. He's like, okay, what do they pay you? I'm like, nothing. He's like, why don't you start making some money? Why don't we do a supplement line? I'm like, really? So then we started doing a supplement line. I had pre-workout and all that stuff with my name on it. I thought it was so cool. Because remember, I was, back then, there was no Rich Piana products. There was no Jay Cutler products. There was no Ronnie Coleman products. It was like not a lot back then, So it was kind of cool. You're like, whoa,
I'm sorry
that back then.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is this a real picture?
No, that's edited, man.
Okay, I thought you actually sat on somebody in this.
Yeah.
So, okay, so when you launched the company, were you successful or what? Do you still run it or no?
Oh no, I only did that from late 12 to like mid 15. It started getting better and better and better, but then what happened is I switched business partners, and that was just a bad idea. Like stuff started to finally happen. Like bodybuilding.com, we're interested. They're like, we want to, people are talking about your product. Can you send us some? And we're getting in more stores, and we had a booth at Olympia. stuff was happening, but like I said, the business partner stuff we weren't seeing eye to eye. Probably because it was a woman. So
okay. There's a little more sexism for the show, Luke.
Yeah, just pop it in there. It's good.
So what happens after the supplement company? What are you doing now?
Right now I'm with Enhanced Athlete, actually. Dr. Huge, he sponsors me.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was a knee-jerk reaction.
You've opened a can of worms there, mate, Craig, because I don't know if you know that Fouad is not the biggest fan of Anthony.
You know what?
He gets a lot of hate.
Okay, let me just rephrase. I don't know him as a person, so I don't know if he's a great guy or not a great guy.
Yeah.
But I just really the claims and the sensationalism is not my taste, I guess.
Absolutely. He does get a crazy amount of hate, but the thing is, we were friends for so long. I've been friends with him for like 5 years, and then I was a Dragon Pharma. You know Dragon Pharma?
Yeah, Redcon 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redcon 2.
Yeah. And they weren't the company that was right for me. And after, it was a quick 6 months with them. And then after that, Tony was like, dude, whatever they're giving you, I got you, man. Come join with, and like I said, he's a friend. So I was like, absolutely, you're my boy, so, but if you get to know him, like besides all the crazy shit he does, like with the injections and, the loud stuff, deep down, he's like a really chill dude. You know what I mean? Like he's really giving, really giving cool dude.
Yeah.
So can I interject with this interview, Fouad?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I'd just like to just ask what everyone's thinking. Myself included. How the fuck do you get that big, Craig?
That was going there too. I was going there too.
I'm just kind of like, because you're like, oh, let's talk about your supplement company. What? I want to talk about the fact that his arms are bigger than my truck. Let's go there.
I was trying to be like nice.
Cut the fat off. How the fuck are you that big, Craig Golias? Go.
I'll answer any questions you guys want. You know what I mean? I honestly think it's more of a genetic issue because I don't take a lot of shit. I don't take growth or insulin, never. And I tried growth once and it was bunk. And I just said, I'm never doing this again. That was 10 years ago.
What about IGF? What about IGF?
Never tried it. No. Never.
So this is just genetic, like just regular gear.
I honestly think, guys, it's a genetic issue. I mean, I really can't explain it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'll answer any questions you guys want.
Are you insanely strong?
Pretty strong, yeah. I have some lifts up on my Instagram from a while back, but like I said, like I don't really go in the gym to like lift super heavy. It's more just to get massive, So I'm the type of guy that like just bust out 405 a shitload of times, other than putting on like 800 pounds for one rep. I've never been about like the powerlifting stuff.
That's quite interesting. So what you're saying is you do a lot of volume.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
do you train with quite a lot of volume with a pretty decent amount of weight?
Yeah. I mean, like, like I said, I have a video of me on YouTube doing 405 20 times. I mean, I'd rather do that.
What lift?
Yeah, I'd rather do that than like 800 once. You know what I mean?
Which lift was the 405?
Incline.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, well, there you go. That'll do it. 20 reps with 4 plates in the incline.
Yeah. That was actually, you know what? That was the first time I ever got on trend. Believe it or not. I remember that. That was the first time I took trend.
So you're basically one of these genetic outliers that doesn't take a lot of juice and you're just monstrous and you are very strong. They are out there. And you know what? Like a lot of people watching this, like guaranteed do not believe you. They think you're talking shit. But based on my own experience and seeing things in the bodybuilding world, I have no doubt because I've seen and heard things from people you'd think it's just utter shit what they're saying, but I've seen it. And the results are there, and it's just like I've always said, I think growth hormone is very overrated. And and like you said, you've never used it, and you're fucking
I agree. I think HGH I think HGH is extremely overrated in my opinion. I think it's only good if you're like a top pro, like you guys.
Well,
is this your 405? Is that you? That's not you, is it? No. That guy barely did that.
I reckon it wasn't.
Oh, sorry, I'll keep looking. No, but you know what? I do have a question. So I know it's genetics and all that, and I know you said you don't take any insulin or GH or anything. But what about your diet? Are you eating like mass amounts of food, or are you just naturally just get this big?
I bet you fucking doesn't. There we go.
Yeah, I eat 4 meals a day, and
come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get shit for this. I know. I'm prepared for it too. Let the comments come. Because honestly, dude, I'd be like, he's fucking lying too with how big, to be in the mid 350s, visible abs and eating 4 meals a day. I'd be like, well, that's bullshit. But honestly, like 4 meals and a couple shakes. If I'm really trying to bulk, I'll up the calories more in the meals and the shakes. But like, if I'm just trying to chill, for my macros are about 50 grams of protein per meal and 100 carbs. And I also try to get 50 to 100 grams of carbs post-workout too.
So it's literally like all genetic. You're not crushing tons of food. You're not, you train heavy, obviously, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any secret for anybody. It's kind of just who you are.
Yeah, I think it's more genetics, man, to be honest with you, bro. To be honest, I think it's more of a genetic trait.
And you're pretty lean at this weight too. You're not like, you know what I mean? Like you're not out of shape or anything.
No, yeah, I don't ever want to get too out of shape. Once I see the abs getting shittier and shittier, I'll just adjust carbs. You know what I mean? Like my goal is to still look like a bodybuilder, not a powerlifter.
So what's your with your 4 meals? What are the kind of meals you putting away? They must be, unless the laws of physics don't apply to you, they've got to be quite big meals, surely.
Well, he said you were on your phone. He said his macros.
No, talking the individual meal sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is a typical meal in terms of what is on your plate in a typical meal?
Well, yeah, yesterday, I woke up, I had 2 bagels and I drank some eggs and a banana. That's like meal 1. That's like a smaller meal. Pre-workout meal, some steak and rice or whatever. Sometimes chicken. Post-workout meal, because of Corona, I've been doing more fun meals. So like last night I made like lean tacos or pasta. It's not like a cheat, but it's not like clean.
Yeah.
Before bed, I'll eat like a big monstrous cheat, like turkey sandwiches with potato chips, or I'll have like steak and rice with a bowl of cereal, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
kind of difference out, and I'll have a protein.
Yes, I was on my phone because the guys replied, and I think we should get Craig in on this.
Okay, fine. Ask Craig what he thinks about your deal.
This guy now wants £950 for 8 20-kilo plates.
Okay, tell him to fuck off, man. Okay, the thing Craig needs to know is that he has a gym owner that will let him use the plates for free.
I know, but I don't want to ask him because they're really nice Ivanka. But I want to do this. I don't like borrowing stuff. I don't like relying on other people.
You think you should spend the money, Craig?
So basically, they're working out. It'll be about $150 a plate.
Yeah, but you're balling. Just fucking pay for it.
I'm not balling. I'm balling. We're in a fucking pandemic. No one's balling at the moment.
Your salary hasn't changed.
How do you know? You don't know that.
Because I know.
No, you don't. You don't know that.
All right, Craig, I'm going to get to a more important question that I was thinking of that Luke did not ask you. What's it like to live in Vegas?
That's a good question.
Fucking love it, man. I've been here 12 years. It's awesome. I just bought a house 3 months ago. You can check out my, I posted some pictures in the backyard if you want to scroll up to more of the beginning. Check out, keep on going. I posted a picture of my backyard. It looks like paradise, brother. You're gonna be like, wow. And you guys are definitely more than welcome to come, if you're, right there.
This is your backyard?
That's my backyard, yeah.
God damn.
What is going on?
Vegas, come through, seriously.
I'm just annoyed now we've got you on.
So where are you from originally?
Cleveland, Ohio.
So what made you move to Vegas?
Well, Ed Connors brought me to California in 2006.
Ed Connors brings everybody to California, except for me.
I'm surprised.
No, maybe it's all white guys. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but so he brought me to Palm Springs in 2006. I'm 22, and then after that, I continued to live out in California. I moved to like Orange County in LA, and after 2 years of it, I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit, and I just went to Vegas. Check out that hair, bro.
This is you, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. This is the perfect segue because we need to explain this hair. You're a bit of a metalhead.
Before you get into the band stuff, I'm honestly, every picture I see of you with a girl, it's like this kind of girl. Is this like?
I have a type. I have a
type.
Really?
Well, I think I could gather that every single picture. Explain what your type is for those people that are listening and not watching.
Big ass and huge boobs, pretty much.
And they just probably gravitate to you because you're huge.
Yeah, they like monsters. I mean, like, you know, especially in Vegas, you know, like those type of, look at that one. Yeah, that's a good one right there. That's a ass check right there.
That's fucking funny.
I don't even know what to say, to be fair. You know,
Why,
like,
Luke, why are you so speechless? This is your area.
what do you mean it's my area?
Well, you're always, you know, you're the ass.
I think people have got the wrong end of the stick here. I'm not some kind of sexual deviant.
You're the ass.
You guys
guy.
are married. I know you're married.
I'm married. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, brother?
I'm not married. Fuck that.
You're married.
I spent like the last like few years thinking marriage would be a good idea. I think I'm just going to marry the dog. To be fair, I'm happy. I'm happy wherever I am at the moment. Like Sarah's downstairs. I've got the dog. I don't need to. I'm fine.
So, what's it like? What's it like with all these girls? Are they dancers? Are they? What are like?
I've never actually dated a stripper. As crazy as that sounds, they just kind of look like strippers. I'm not saying they're angels, but you know, a couple of them have like the swipe up and the OnlyFans and stuff like that. But I've never dated a stripper, to be honest with you.
What
pretty fucking sick life in Vegas, to be fair. 4 meals a day, not much gear, 350 pounds, and just insane women around.
Banging strippers, or not strippers, sorry, banging stripper like women all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
What
depends if I'm on trend. All right.
Why? What happens when you're on trend?
If I see a hole in the wall, bro, it's going down. I'm not good on trend, bro. The last time I took trend was 2018, bro. But you know what? I'm thinking of comeback this summer, bro. If this shit disappears, man, I'm thinking about a comeback, bro. We'll see.
Oh, come back to what? Are you gonna compete? Just trend come back?
Come back to trend.
I'll bring it back, bro.
Fuck me. No, I thought you were going to do that stage comeback.
There's been more girls around this time around, so I might be okay on trend this time.
I don't get that at all. Do you get that, Fouad? Like, if you run it? Well, I guess the only reason I don't is because I'm normally about 6 weeks out before I'll use it, and I feel like shit anyway. So
I've used it in the off season. I don't get crazy on it.
No.
Yeah, I do, brother. That's why I took off. Like I said, I got more girls around lately, so you know.
I personally could not live in Vegas.
How many girls do you have around? What does that mean?
I mean, you know, just you know, I'm just in general. You know, I mean, like, I really want to fucking talk to anybody, you know. And this time around, you know, I'm having more fun. So yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. Plus, honestly, I love the way I feel on it. Like, I get vascular, I get more vein, I get stronger, you know?
Yeah. But, well, what I was trying to get to is, do you have one girlfriend or do you have like 4?
How many bitches you got? Come on.
You cut out there for a second. Say your answer again.
Oh, I said I have a main one, you know, then I have a few.
I have a main one.
A main one. Are they all of the same kind of type as well?
Yeah, they're all.
So what makes the main one the best one? Is it she can talk?
That's a good question. Why is the main one the main one if you have like a bunch?
I mean, no, I just, you know, I have a main one.
You said we could ask anything.
Like, we'll have fun here and there. You know what I mean? Like, she's bisexual, so you kind of get the drift.
Oh, I see. So there's a main one that brings her friends around.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How many friends does she bring around at once?
It's just sporadically, you know, just kind of sporadic.
I know, but is she bringing 2 friends home? Is she bringing 3 friends home?
A few times she's brought a couple, 2 or 3, but
this fucking guy, man.
What is this fucking life, dude?
There's a 0 chance I could live in Vegas.
Bro, come visit. Come visit, guys, whenever you want.
I'll come visit.
I'm not going to be allowed to come visit after this interview. My wife watches this shit. She's like, you're not going there.
I'm just going to come visit. No, I'm going to come visit and be like Louis Theroux and just kind of document the whole thing and ask awkward questions.
Your boy Frank, I was just talking to him a couple days ago. He's like, dude, I got to come visit, bro. He's like, I see your stories and I got to fucking come visit. I'm like, bro, come through anytime, bro.
Frank doesn't need any more trouble. He's got Frank's got enough trouble.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So this is what we're talking. Is this the main one?
No, that's my ex.
Oh, okay. So how long is the longest main one been around? Let's ask that.
I've been seeing this new one for about a year now. I dated her for 2 years. Yeah, I know they're kind of just spread all over my page, you know?
It's not hard to stay in a relationship for 2 years, though, if they're bringing friends home.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's Coco right there.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually just going to ask you about that. You were, that's Rich Piana's ex, right?
No, that's Coco.
Oh, that's Coco. That's not Rich Piana's ex.
Yeah, that's when I had my own that was actually the beginning stage of my company right there. When I first started my see kind of how it looks kind of cheap and cheesy.
Yeah.
Because it was started out. Then we actually formulated it and, you know, got serious and, you know, I think there's a picture of my old pre somewhere on my page. If you keep on scrolling up more towards new,
are you just friends?
Yeah. I used to talk to her here and there at the gym. She used to go to my gym.
I was going to ask you, the reason I thought that was Rich Piana's ex is I saw some pictures on here that you were friends with Rich.
We were just on Insta Live the other day, me and her together.
No, but you and Rich were close, right?
Yeah, we were cool. You know what's actually crazy about Rich Piana is, you know, we met up a week we passed for dinner, and he said, Craig, you're one of the biggest freaks I've ever seen. I was just like, you know, like I said, once again, coming from, you know, people like that, you're just like, wow, you know, because you're not used to hearing it from bigger people, you know, like you guys, Rich Piana, Jay Cutler, you know, when you hear that from people like that, you're like, wow, you know, but he's like, he sat down, we had dinner, and he's like, you're one of the biggest guys I've seen. I think we should do the most epic collab and call it Monsters Exist. I said, bro, give me 2 months, just because I was 350, but, you know, like I said, I was more bloated then. I was like, just let me fuck it. I was going to prepare for it for like Olympia, bro. Like I was going to go all, I was like even debating growth.
Oh, shit.
You know, I was like, okay, let's do this. Like, this is something to get ready for, you know, not like a show where you like get a $5 trophy or whatever. I wanted to prepare for this video. So then, dude, a week later he died. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like out of nowhere, bro. And then Dallas died.
Yeah.
And then my dog died. That was a fucking crazy week, bro. All three fucking.
Your dog, mate, condolences about the dog. I can't even imagine how terrible that was.
Oh, dude, that was so hard, bro. That was so fucking hard on me, man. You know?
So the one thing I pulled out of that was you felt like the video with Rich would have been better than winning a show?
Well, let me explain that. If I won a show, you know, let's just say like the Excalibur or the LA show, you know, something small. That's not really gonna go down in history, brother. But if you do a video with someone like Rich who gets like millions and millions and millions of views, and they're gonna see this Craig, and they're like, "What the fuck? This dude's a monster." You know what I mean? So to me, it's like marketing. Now I'm gonna get more followers, make more money off my coaching business. You know what I mean? That's how I see things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a show, you know, you're a top pro, so that's different. You guys are top pros. You're doing the Arnold. You're doing all those top shows. That's different. You know, everyone knows you guys are in the. For someone like me doing a small show, no one's gonna remember that shit.
So what's your business? Like, what do you do right now if you're not doing the supplement thing anymore?
I just do online coaching. That's what I do full time.
Okay. Yeah. So if anybody wants to get coached by you, they can just DM you?
Yeah, just on Instagram.
I think you and Luke have the drumming thing in common, but he said you're also, you play guitar and you sing as well? Yeah,
you know, that's something we definitely have to talk about on here. That was like something serious we want to talk about.
Yeah, that's why when you showed him the picture of the hair, that's why it would have been the perfect segue for that.
Oh, sorry, we just segued now. I'll just be quiet now since I'm not the musician.
Why don't you put that? You can go on your phone if you want now.
Anyway, go ahead, Luke.
So yeah, just great. Just give us some of your musical background, because I never knew this about you, because I haven't seen you put much of this stuff out there. But you're a metalhead. You're actually a multi-instrumentalist, and you're also a vocalist. So let's have a look at some of that.
Yeah, I don't know where to begin with this. I mean, you know, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. But yeah, I actually started off as a musician in high school. I opened up for a band called Mushroom Head, who are big time now, when I was in 10th grade. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. They're like more of a nu metal type of sound. But oh yeah, I was a male stripper too. That's kind of funny. I did that for a long time.
How long were you a male stripper for?
2003, 2004, 2005, and 2006. And then I stopped stripping in Palm Springs because I remember, I'll never forget the day I quit. I put on my jeans for my act, and they didn't fit. I'm like, because I was for the first time bulking. And I remember I was like 250 natty. Yeah, I said that correct, natty. I got to 250 natty, by the way. That's something I forgot to tell you guys.
Yeah.
And I remember I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to You know, I don't, because they were telling me, Craig, you need to rip up again. I'm like, no, I want to get huge. Fuck this shit, you know?
This is what most guys want to look like, though. This wasn't good enough for you?
So yeah, that right there, I'm 225 right there, 100% natural, 21.
Yeah, that's a good look, dude. You're 21 here?
Yeah. That was after just a year and a half of lifting.
That's fucking crazy. I'm sorry, Luke. Go ahead. Go back to your music thing. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I was almost signed to Metal Blade Records. I know, Luke, you know who they are, right? They're a big time company.
Yep.
And they almost signed my old band, Killing His Creation, in 2005. They wanted to hear more. We sent them a demo, and they're a big time company. And then we just slowly broke up right after that. And then, you know, I was left with nothing. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to persuade the bodybuilding thing. You know what I mean? Because honestly, there's really no money in it unless like you're big time, like Hatebreed or something, you know? But that's when I decided to stop the music and go into bodybuilding. That's when I moved to California a year later.
What do you think?
I still play to this day. And I was telling Luke, man, we need to collab and maybe make some type of song that we can promote, you know, maybe get one more monster to play something, you know, and maybe try to do some metal song with 3 massive bodybuilders. I think it can be pretty viral.
We need a bassist. That's what we need.
I know that Merc, like I said, we're just all separated, but there's a dude that's 290 right now, Merc Diesel. Oh, let's see this. What is this right here? This is so old.
What is this? 2017. How do you drum when you're that fucking big?
There you go.
So what's your main kind of focal point in terms of instruments? Is it guitar, drums, vocals?
I would say more, I don't know, probably more guitar, to be honest with you. I love drums though too. I'm pretty good at drums, and I can do vocals too.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff you're doing with vocals. It's more of like that death metal sound, right? Yeah.
Actually, I sent him some of the stuff. He said the vocals were pretty crazy.
Yeah, like the growls are hard to do, man. They're hard to do.
Are they really?
Yeah.
This is what no one appreciates about metal.
See, I don't know anything about that, but it sounds easy.
People think it's shouting.
Yeah.
No one can do it. But metal vocals are so, because the other thing about metal vocalists is usually that they are phenomenal at singing, and they also have different ranges of screaming. They have like a shouty scream or a growl, and it's really difficult to do. You have to do that in tune. You have to do shit with your vocal cords they're not supposed to do. And you have to do it melodically. Yeah, so a lot of people might sound horrible, just like opera sounds horrible to some people. But it's certainly not easy. It's not just shouting in a microphone.
It sounds easy.
I can't do it.
I'm not saying I could do it. I'm just saying it sounds like it's not. It doesn't sound like opera. Like opera sounds like it's a talent, like to be able to sing like that.
Yeah, but I think it's like within people who know metal and listen to metal and have tried it and into that kind of thing. It's not. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
I can't do it at all.
Have you tried, Luke?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Huh. So you mentioned something about you left the band, the music industry because there was no money, but a lot of people say there's no money in bodybuilding. So tell people, like, how does that, like, why do you feel differently about that?
Well, I wouldn't say that was 100% the reason, even though I said that. What it really was is after that, my band broke up and we were doing so good. You know, I was a little discouraged because like, where do I go now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a band anymore, you know, like, and then I got the opportunity to come to Cali, and I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like, you know, maybe bodybuilding, there's something there, you know? And, you know, that is very true. There's no money in bodybuilding unless you're like the top elite. But nowadays you don't need that, you know, as long as you like, you know, have a strong following or, you know, Instagram or whatever. I mean, you don't need, you know, to win the Olympia to do decent, you know, anymore.
So when you say there's no money in bodybuilding, you mean competitive bodybuilding, unless you're at the top 10,
yes.
Top 20. Okay.
Yes.
But there's money in the bodybuilding industry if you're willing to work on expanding your following or learn how to do other things, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing with music is like when you're in a full-time band, there's not a lot of time for anything else. So unless your band's doing exceptionally well, making money is difficult. But in bodybuilding, you can do there's lots of other things you can do to get an income. Whereas in the music industry, there's not as much kind of other opportunities. Unless you're in like the band Periphery, each one of those members have tons of other shit that they do, but most metal bands aren't in a position where they can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind, Luke, I just want to switch gears because you're friends with Tony Huge. So you talk about not doing a lot of gear. He seems to talk about doing a lot of gear.
Yes.
Tell people what the truth is. Because you guys have two really opposing like stories or views on it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. He's more open with, taking gear, doing it on video, and I'm very private. I don't even really talk about gear, I didn't even go over protocol with clients up until like not that long ago, just because I realized everyone's doing it. But, it's not necessarily like, oh my God, I don't talking about gear because it's illegal and stuff like that, but more the fact that, there's a lot of like little kids that look up to us, and I don't really feel like 16-year-olds should get on test. Like I waited until I was 23 to get on, and I think it worked. Obviously you guys can see how big I got, I got as big as I can naturally first before I went that route, 250 pretty solid pounds, and, I think that was the best way to do it. I did take pro hormones. I got some shit about saying that, people were like, Dr. Huge posted a video of me in my backyard saying I'm natural, but I did take pro hormones. And then motherfuckers were like, what are you talking about? I took pro hormones. Okay, number one, I walked into a GNC, guys. Okay, so it's not like I was ordering them online back in the day. They were you could get that GNC back then. So that did help. Don't get me wrong. I put on like 10 pounds a bottle. So I'm not saying I was a creatine diet. Like it was pure creatine and protein, but as far as like injections, and never touched it.
So you said something that's like, it's confusing to me because you're like, I don't want to talk about it because there's 16-year-olds that are watching, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever pulled Tony aside and been like, hey, dude, like maybe we should like tone this down a bit?
Well, he's in Thailand and I'm in Vegas, so like, he kind of does his thing and I kind of do my thing, but, I still support his supplements.
Yeah.
He does have great supplements and I do use them, the slim pills, the EAAs, so I do support his products, but, as far as just like him, with the injections and stuff, like I told him, like for instance, when Generation Iron filmed us, he wanted to do it. I'm like, okay, you can do that over here. I'm going to chill over here, It's
okay.
something like that,
Yeah.
It is funny to watch, but like I said, I'm just a little more like old fashioned, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, it does put you in quite a precarious situation where your boss is doing all that shit and like you're the biggest of all of them and you're keeping your mouth shut. It must be quite difficult for you to do that because a lot of people want to know your side of things. Because let's be fair, Tony's got fuck all muscle. That's not unfair to say that. So he can take all the sauce he wants. It's not making any difference. That you're sitting there saying you're quite a low dose guy. Like, that we don't know that because we've nothing to do with numbers. Yet the size of you compared to him, it must be quite difficult for you to keep your mouth shut and not kind of want to. Because if Tony Hughes was my boss, I'm like, you shut the fuck up because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Let me. That's what I'm surprised you haven't done that. And it must be difficult to keep these things under wraps. Like, what makes you want to not say anything? So basically what I'm trying to say is, why do you keep so quiet about these things?
But it's like he said, he's like
in a position to give out good information. Like, you don't have to give specifics. You could give out, like, these 16-year-olds maybe dissuade them from certain things.
Yeah.
Well, when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, and even 20, even 20, I didn't follow bodybuilding. I didn't see bodybuilding. I was a metalhead. I had long hair. I had a lip ring. I growled. I didn't follow fitness. Yeah. So I was never 16 looking up to anybody, in bodybuilding. So I don't really know what that's like, because I had a late start. But, nowadays, when 16 and 17 years hit me up and they want my coach and they say, Craig, can you tell me what type of stuff to take? I'm like, no, I just feel like, you're going to fuck up your system, like you should, as big natural as possible. Like, let's like Cutler, who started very young, but look, he already had the crazy genetics, like that's a different story. Look how far he got with it. So,
I've never asked, it's weird. I've never asked Cutler about any of that. I don't know when he started or any of that.
Yeah, he's more, I've talked to him many times, picked his brain, but he doesn't really talk crazy amounts about that. He's really kind of like me, like low key with it.
So what is it? what advice would you give anybody that wants to move out to Vegas or move out to California from where they are and kind of start a life like you got? Because I'm sure a lot of guys in their 18, their teens or their early 20s are looking at your life going, fuck, that looks like fun.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while, like I said, I just got this house, I was in condos for 6 years, nothing special, but I was saving my ass off, man. That's the difference between, everyone's buying Gucci wallets and buying bottles at the nightclubs. I was saving because I knew I wanted this.
Yeah.
I want a big backyard with the palm trees, because I'm obsessed with palm trees. I know it sounds cheesy, but I've always been obsessed with palm trees. It's really weird. And I just told myself I wanted that big backyard with all the palm trees. And, it took me a year. I was looking for a year. It took me a whole year to find a house. I was so picky. Once I found this one, there was 4 offers on my house the day I went to look at it. They said, how bad do you want this house? I'm like, bad enough to go over asking price. Went over asking price, got it.
Yeah.
So, it took me a while to get here. Everyone sees the backyard and the house. Like, damn, what do you do for a living? It's, like I said, guys, it took me a while. I was in condos for 6 years, 350 pounds in condos. It wasn't fun. But I worked hard, I saved hard, and, but going back to your question, what I recommend, I recommend moving here. It's cheap. The gyms are amazing. Food is everywhere. You have teriyaki bowl places all over the place, sushi, all that stuff. There's a gym around every corner. Everything's 24 hours. But, just make sure you have a savings. Don't come here with $500 to your name and expect, to make shit happen overnight. Save up a little bit, come out here, make stuff happen.
I like it out there. I've been out there a few times, man. It's actually pretty awesome. I just feel like if you don't have a good head on your shoulders, you can end up getting fucked up because there's such a nightlife there. You know what I mean?
So check this out. Another thing about me you didn't know: never had a drink in my life. Never did a drug in my life.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
never a drink, never nothing.
Never.
All your years of stripping, all the parties.
Forever.
Not even
Never.
weed. Weed.
Never.
So just the only drug you've ever done.
I mean, the only reason that surprises me is just because you live in Vegas and all the dispensaries there. And I mean, that would, for me, quite wow.
So the only drug you've ever done is steroids.
That's it.
That's crazy. What about smoking tobacco? No?
Never.
So you're the cleanest dude on earth.
This is that. The reason that interests me is you come from a metal background, and I think
straight edge,
all the people I know in metal, there's it seems like all the death metal guys are very clean, straight edge. And a lot of the gent kind of, I don't know, there's the newer guys are quite.
Okay, can I
get on it hard? And it depends. That's why it's interesting. You're an ex-metalhead, yet you've moved to Vegas and you're a teetotal, apart from gear. It's quite.
Can I need to ask a really important question for people that want to grow their following. I've never met you before. This is the first time I've met you, but I've seen you around for years. You're nothing like your persona online. Is that by design, or is that just kind of the way you did it by accident?
Yeah, I'm a goofy. If you watch my stories, they're all I do stupid shit, man. If you watch my stories, you'll be like, what the hell? You never expect that. I've always been kind of a goofball too,
Yeah.
I'm goofy. I like metal. I love 80s. I like girls with big, huge racks. I'm a loud character, it's not normal, that's why before people judge me, I think they should take a look at my story, and I think they think differently about me,
But that's exactly my point, is you're not the person you're portraying in your Instagram is somebody fun, and you look like a party guy. You just look like a guy who's likes to party and have fun and all this shit. But now I'm talking to you and you're like, okay, I fucking lived in a condo, saved all my money for 6 years. I've never had a drink. I don't need to do any fucking drugs. Your only vice is chicks with big tits and steroids. It just seems like it's such a different, why? Okay. I guess the question is, why don't you give more of the in-depth stuff, or do you just want to give people the fun stuff?
No. I want to do YouTube. That was always, I always want to do YouTube, and let the world see my life and, how different I am. And, the thing is I just never really want to do it in my condo. I know this sounds kind of, what's the word for that? Shallow or something, but
no, it makes sense.
You know what I mean? You see people doing all their YouTube videos have nice places, and I never really want to do it in my old place. But now that I got this house, You know, I strongly want to think I want to do YouTube now.
I mean, you've got all the, I mean, you live in a nice place, you live in Vegas, there's so much shit you could do. I've never seen any real training videos of you. That'd be interesting. No one's ever seen a lot of the music stuff you do. That'd be interesting. I think there's a lot you could do, because I mean, people know you for like your catchphrases and all that stuff. Well, I certainly did. And there's more to you than that. So I think it's like all of the shit you've talked about on this podcast is far more interesting than I've seen you post on your Instagram in ages. And that's just from like learning about you as a person, not just the surface. I mean, that kind of stuff is cool. Like, you're not what Fouad and I assumed. I bet you're not what 99% of people who are watching this assume. If you
want the truth, every time I see the sup, you know, the sup, every time I fucking piss myself laughing. It makes me laugh. I don't know why, but I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? It's all he writes. He just writes sup or peak check or something in it. But I didn't think anything bad of you. I just didn't know who you were. But every time I saw you write something, it made me fucking laugh.
Well, that's what I mean. So you're known for that, and there's way more to you. I think YouTube would be a real good idea for you, mate.
But maybe he's done it right, Luke, because he's got 500,000 followers, and maybe that was by design. Like, maybe you planned it that way.
Or because he's fucking gigantic. That's why he's not.
No, it's not. I don't think just being gigantic is enough.
If he looked normal and was doing that shit on Instagram, like Saab and all that peak check, everyone would be like, this guy is a cunt. And they would not follow him because he's massive.
I don't think so, man. I think it's obviously it's part of it, obviously, but I think the personality goes a long way.
Do you think if you looked completely normal and just did everything the same as you've been doing, you'd be as well known and followed as much as you are?
Okay.
No.
Okay. I didn't say that. All I'm saying is the physique plus the fucking comedic personality makes it easy to follow.
Well, I do think the physique is like
85% of it.
Yeah, it's because it's like yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think he could just post pictures of progress photos every day and have 500,000 followers.
But they're not. But it's not. We've already.
But that's what I'm saying. Is interesting because he's got to post like with the chick with huge tits. Then he's got to post like, you know, sitting on a guy at the bus, and he's got a picture. You know, there's just funny shit that
bus picture meme that's really old now.
It's my fucking favorite. Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
Another funny thing I do on my stories is I'll go to Starbucks drive-through windows, and they'll be like, "Hey, welcome to Starbucks." I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? I'm trying to get huge. I need to know what you recommend." And then I like to see what their reactions are, and I post them. I do funny, stupid shit like that too. Or even when I was eating more fast food, I stopped. Same thing with the fast food. Hey, what do you got? It's gonna get me huge. A Big Mac. I'll take 10. What's that? Kind of stupid shit like that. But I actually shot with you guys ever hear of Hooked on the Look?
No.
Okay, so it's like it's a YouTube company. They have like 10 million subscribers or something, and they shot me as a life in one of the biggest bodybuilders in the world, and they came and shot me. They showed some working out, what I do all day, what I eat, and it backfired because people that look at those they're not bodybuilders. We get it, these are normal people, so they're like, oh my god, he's gonna have a heart attack. He's so big. That's disgusting. Dude, got like 10,000 comments of hate, bro. So it's like, it blew me up, but at the same time, it's like people really think like, like when they hear my personality, like I'm trying to get huge. They're like, because they're not a bodybuilder. Oh my god, all he talks about is getting huge. What a freak, guys! It's a joke,
I know what you mean when you get into the realm of average people.
Yeah,
you look crazy. They think you're crazy because like a couple of the muscle and strength videos I've done have hit like the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views.
I've seen them.
A lot of those views are normal people, and if you read the comments, they're like, "Why is he eating so much? Is he trying to kill himself? Like, is he trying to die? Like, he's going to die of a heart attack." And they're all like one after another, and they just don't get it. So sometimes like you said, the mainstream stuff can backfire on you a little bit because people come back with all the negative shit from it.
I think that's just in anything, though. I think just mainstream. I think just, as you would say, the average person, like, it doesn't really matter what video you go on. It could be completely unrelated to bodybuilding. It could be like a cute puppy video, and you'll get hundreds of people who just say it's animal cruelty, just because people just love being a cunt, basically. They just love it. They just love being a prick and shitting on everyone. I think that's just, I think it's just, the way the human
it
race
is.
these days. Yeah.
You mentioned fast food. What's your go-to fast food place?
Good question.
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, this sounds crazy, man. Ever since I bought the house and Corona and stuff, I don't really eat fast food anymore. If anything, I'll, like, for instance, like, I used to like Burger King or something or whatever. And now I just like to make burgers at home. And dude, it's so much healthier. And, you know, it's not
Okay,
greasy.
but when you went to fast food places, what was your go-to? Is there
honestly,
there
was not one place. It was a mixture of McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's.
Did you go to all three at once? Or just,
no, like I'd like, you know, take turns.
Okay, what was a standard order from McDonald's? That's what I want to know.
Actually, you know what? Can we take a step back?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut and wings. That's my favorite.
What the fuck? Pizza Hut wings?
Pizza Hut's good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like you're in Vegas. There's so much there. And you've said Pizza Hut.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff everywhere, and we're saying McDonald's. People think we're crazy.
Yeah. Not,
when you got a taste for something, you got to taste for something.
I guess that's true, but I'm just a bit
because
shocked.
McDonald's, to a lot of people, McDonald's is disgusting.
Yeah,
and I fucking love
McDonald's in 3 months. It's crazy.
Okay, so when you go to Pizza Hut, what's your order? What's the standard? I just want to know what size a standard order is for you for fast food.
Okay, so I'll get like a large pizza. I'll probably eat all of it, but like three slices. You know.
Yeah.
And then I'll put that away or throw it out, whatever, and then I'll eat like 12 wings.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, I think it's moderate.
It's moderate, yeah.
Why are you leaving 3 slices? I thought you wanted to get huge.
Now he's talking like me.
Why are you throwing away the gains, man? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I eat the whole pizza. It all depends on, you know, the meal before, you know. But yeah, sometimes I eat the whole pizza.
Fuck all this talk about pizza, man. I'm trying to eat clean. I think I'm getting pizza tonight.
I ate a pizza earlier.
I had a pizza 3 days ago. I think I'm gonna fucking have
it's nearly 11 p.m. here. I had a pizza about an hour before this podcast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How big? Like a large pizza?
Just a large pizza, yeah.
You just ordered takeout? Like for delivery?
Yeah.
What'd you have with it? Anything?
I had some chicken bites and some lasagna.
Was the chicken bites so you felt like a bodybuilder? Like you had to throw some chicken in?
This is like they're just really good in this restaurant. They're really close to the McDonald's ones.
So you had a large pizza, chicken bites, and pasta too?
Yeah, but that I didn't eat the whole lasagna. Most of it's going to eat afterwards. But to be fair, I've barely eaten today, and I've been doing a lot of manual labor. So I think I deserve it.
Yeah, all this talk of fast food is fucking. I think tonight's going to be a shit show for me now.
Host it.
No, because this, you know, the last time I posted something, because people know like I'm trying to work on shrinking my waist, so I've been on like this like diet. John's got me on a diet that's like pretty low carb, smaller meals, trying to get my digestion in order. And when I tell people I'm going to eat some shit, they're like, "Oh, I thought you were trying to shrink your waist, bro," and I have to fucking answer to that shit. So I just like I don't tell people, I just do it once a week. But quarantine time is like I feel like I want to cheat a little more.
I think cheats are very important, man. Especially you gotta understand, man. We're like starving our bodies so hard. Yeah. You know, lower calories. We're trying to be massive as possible. I think cheats are underrated, man. You know, like depending on body fat, though.
Depending on how big you are, sometimes it's hard to get the calories in.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to get 5,000 or 6,000 calories in a day, sometimes you need a little bit of junk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke, any other questions for our friend Craig?
Yeah, get a YouTube side, mate. I want to see all this stuff. This is interesting.
Yeah, we got to see a house tour.
I want to see a house tour. I want to see you training.
That'll be the first episode. When I do, that'll be the first. Like it'll be like cribs, not like cribs, but like welcome my home. You know.
Yeah. Luke did one of those.
I did. It was. I mean, I did it because it was ironic because at the time I was living in the little house, and we made it just seem like it was really epic, but I don't have anything. So that was what was making it funny. So I did like a tour of the truck because I know nothing about the truck. I had nothing to say. I was like, yeah, it's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel and it drives.
What do you drive, Craig? You're fucking massive. What do you drive? You drive a truck probably.
Okay, story time. This is good. This is a good one.
All right.
All right. I'll make this quick though. I'll make the story quick.
Take your time. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So check this out, guys. All right, this is good. God, this is such a story. You guys are going to be like, wow. All right. I've had a Hummer truck. Not anymore. I had a Hummer truck for 4 years. I just liked how big it was. That's what she said. But had a Hummer truck for like 4 years paid off cash, bought this house. I'm like, okay, time for a new ride. Need a nice ride for the new crib. Gotta do it hard, okay? So I'm looking at Craigslist. I want a murdered out Escalade. That's what I want. I want a murdered out Escalade. Black
Okay, sorry, just interject. What does murdered out mean?
All black.
Okay, cool. Next, carry on. Good.
Okay, and
our truck's murdered out. We're part of the same team. We're the cool team. Carry on.
Okay, found one.
Yep.
The price was wow. I'm like, this is it. Like, you know. So we looked at it, and he wanted $45,000 for it. The thing was worth probably $70,000. I was like, okay, this is already too good to be true. But you know how I am. I'm a little hustler. You do 40. You know, there you go. Yeah, something just like that.
Like this.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
So we discussed 41K. Went to the bank. I gave him the money. Got the car. I'm a happy camper. There it is, right there. That's literally what it looked like, bro. Right there.
Okay.
And 2 weeks later, I get pulled over. 5 cop cars with guns right at me. Get out of the fucking car. I'm like, what the fuck? 5 of them, bro. Pull me out of the car, put me in handcuffs. I'm like, this is not real. They're like, this is a stolen car. I'm like, no, look. I'm like, look, it's insured. I have insurance on it. And I have temporary plates from the DMV. You can't arrest me. They're like, how is this possible? I'm like, you tell me. And they're like, we have to take this car. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, we have to take this car. It's a stolen car. It belongs to someone in California. I'm like, dude, they took it out of the 41,000 cash, bro. I'm honestly, dude, for 3 months, I didn't drive. I got rides.
Wait a minute. They took your stolen car. You didn't get any of your money back.
No.
How's that fucking work?
It's not fair, dude. I thought my insurance was going to cover it. They said they couldn't.
No,
like,
wait a minute. Why don't they go to the guy that sold it to you and be like, you fucking sold me?
He was fake. He was fake. Little skinny black guy. He was fake, man. Fake. Gucci shoes. I should know, man. Really, really skinny. Like, just seemed shady, man. You know, fucking, we went to the bank. He looked a little nervous. You know, I should have fucking seen it, man. But he had the title, and it looked real as hell. And we did it in front of, we did it in front of the lady. And, I went back to the bank. I said, hey, can I get footage? They said, no. I'm like, why not? They're like, we don't know if it really happened. I'm like, why would I lie? I wanted to try to get footage of him and post it, Yeah. So for 3 months, depressed, it's a lot of money to lose at once, man. And I got rides. And then, after 3 months, I was just like, I gave in, went to the dealership and just, what's crazy is a fan was one that sold me a car. He followed me. He was like peak Jack, he took pictures. It was cool. I was like, so he got me $0 down on the car, brother. $0 down.
That's great.
I was supposed to do $3K.
So what did you end up buying? Another Escalade?
Another Escalade, yeah.
All right. Damn, man, you fucking lost $40,000.
41.
I'd still be crying right now.
Yeah,
dude, it was hard to take. It was hard to bite, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I looked into lawyers and stuff.
It might not even be worth it.
Everyone listening on here to all these viewers, please just be careful. Be careful, all right? When you do this shit, because there are people out there that are mother effing scammers, man. They have this to a T, man.
Or do it via PayPal so it's all protected.
I don't think a lot of people have $40,000 in cash to pay for a car.
In this country, you're not allowed to do that.
I don't think you are here either, because they ask you where it came from.
Yeah.
They want to know where
obviously you can for there's some shady people. I remember when I was looking for Ben and they wouldn't take more than 10 cash. They said that's the most we'll take.
That's how it is here.
Honestly, I wish the bank would have let me take it out, man. I wish it would have been a little more serious. I don't really want to blame anybody, but man, it was hard to take, man. Like I said, that was just, considering I had to put down money on my home, bro.
Yeah.
I put money into my house. I had to buy furniture. I had to furnish my whole house. I didn't bring any of that old crap here. So, it was a lot to take, man. I could have really used that. So
that's a shitty thing about buying a new house, eh? The new house, the big house. You forget about actually furnishing it, because we moved. Yeah. We moved, like me and my wife have moved a few times. We went from a 1-bedroom condo to a small house to a little bit bigger house, and now we're in this house, which is a little bit bigger. And when we moved in, I'm like, okay, we got to actually pay for all the fucking furniture.
Yeah,
that's gonna fill this place, and it's like more of a headache than actually buying the fucking house.
What are you guys like with your furniture? Do you No,
I gotta say, shout out to Trish from Mattress Mania. I want to give her a shout out to her in Las Vegas. Dude, she gave me a great discount. She helped me furnish my own home. So I want to say thank you, girl, because
did she help pick the furniture?
Yes, she did help. She helped with a lot of things, bro. I wanted to give her. I'm gonna make sure she watches this.
This is my problem. I don't know what the fuck to buy. Like I know what I like when I see it, but I don't know. I can't walk into an empty room and be like, oh, I'll tell you what, they're lovely in here. I have no idea. I'll walk around IKEA and just be like, no, I have no idea what to buy.
I'm going to be suspect if I say how I feel about it.
Why?
Because I love fucking. I can go furniture shopping and like.
Yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. I find it very difficult to visualize what I want. That's what I'm saying. Do you visualize it? You know exactly what you want, and you go and get it.
Yeah,
I'm not like that.
I know exactly what I want my house to look like.
You know what to put on the walls. You know the accessories you want. You know, like all the little ornaments. Yeah, I can't do all that.
You know why? Because my fucking wife trained me. I didn't know, but in our first house that we bought together, we had to furnish it. Yep. And we did so much fucking furniture shopping that like now I know like what looks good, what doesn't look good.
Yeah, which is great. And I think to be fair, that is a good skill to have, I think.
Yeah, but I had to be trained. I'm a trained husband.
Because I said when I was away, I said to Sarah, I said, just make the house yourself, make it your own, you know, make it look nice.
Yeah.
And I came back and she just brought little yellow cushions. They look lovely. And I was like, wait, you could have done anything you wanted, because I wanted it to just be like really nice, but it is. But I don't know what to put on the walls. I don't know where to put house plants, all that kind of shit that I thought a woman would do. But evidently, I just got yellow cushions.
If I can give any guys any advice that are listening, don't let them just do whatever they want.
Like, I've got enough. I have enough of my own shit in the house that it is definitely my house.
Yeah,
but I think it needs the womanly touch.
Some sprucing up.
Yeah, because
I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, I think it's important for the guy to go with the girl so he can say, you know, she'll give you like 4 options and you can say, yeah, that's cool. That's too girly. That's shit. And then you can kind of pick out from the selection she gave you. So you still end up with a house that you like. You know what I mean? A lot of guys will be like, do whatever you want. And then a girl will make the house like real fucking fruity. And you're like, it's too late because you already told them to do whatever they want.
But yeah. I'm kind of okay with that.
Really?
I like, as long as I have my own spaces in the house that I can do whatever I want in, I don't care.
Well, that's how it is here. Like the entire basement is like all mine. I have like my own kitchen down here and everything. So
do you have a bed?
I have a bedroom. I have the studio. I have a kitchen. Then I have a bar.
What, in the basement?
Yeah, and then there's a living room across from there, and then a shower and a bathroom. I could literally lock my wife out of the basement and live down here forever.
So you have a whole house under your house?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's bold.
Yeah,
is that where you put your guests? You have guests over?
No, I got 3 bedrooms on the upper floor that are empty. So if I have guests, they stay on the top floor. But that's why we bought this house, because I was like, the basement's mine. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want with it. You can have the main floor, do whatever you want with that. So anyway, we're boring the shit out of Craig. Craig, I appreciate you coming on, man. Is there anything you want to, like a message you want to put out there before we let you go? Or
I just want to thank you guys for having me on the show, man. I watch your stuff, and you know, I'm happy you brought me on, and I got to talk about my life and, you know, everything and how I feel about bodybuilding. So, you know, thank you. And you know, I hope I change some people's minds on how they you know, persuade me, you know, when they see my image.
Yeah, I think they did.
Send me some riffs.
Dude, absolutely, man. I got some already written. I'll send you some already.
Do it. Just make sure they're to a click track, and I'll have a fiddle with them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely gonna make something with this, man. I'm excited.
We should make something just horrendous. Something sort of just brutal.
You're just lucky you don't live here, man, because we probably have a whole album during this Corona situation.
Mate, you have no idea. It would be the best. I miss those days of just being locked in a studio for weeks at a time.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Craig. Hopefully we'll see you on YouTube soon. Are you gone? Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
it's just fucked off.
He's just like, okay, fuck you guys, I'm out.
My phone said you're at 20%. Thanks for reminding me.
No, we hope to see you on YouTube soon, man. So
take it easy, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, Craig, take it easy, brother.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
So it's just the hardcore team.
Now the hardcore team's back. So we've been on for quite a while, but we didn't actually answer any questions. Do you want to do like 10 questions just to knock them out?
Yeah, let's do it. Or do you want to just do a Q&A episode?
Like another one?
I'll do it tomorrow or whenever.
Well, there's 300 questions here, so we can do 10 and then do another Q&A episode. All right, let's just do 10 quick ones. I'll read them off and we'll just barrel through them.
I'm not actually looking on my phone. I'm looking for your questions.
Okay, your top 5 bodybuilders of all time. Be as biased as you want towards your preferred physique. That's a little tougher question to answer quickly, but
it is a tough question. So repeat that again.
Your top 5 bodybuilders of all time.
It changes quite often.
I'm going to say in no order: Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, Dexter Jackson. One more, eh? The last one's not an Olympian winner. I want to say somebody like a Mike Francois or
Mike Francois on my list.
Yeah, like somebody fucking crazy that never won the Olympia, like Flex Wheeler. I don't know. The fifth one I have. There's a bunch of different people that could.
Or like Chris Cormier or something.
Chris Cormier would probably be my top 10. I don't think he'd be in my top 5.
Yeah, this is what I mean. My top 5 would change kind of like based on what I mean.
Based on what?
Kind of, it's like music. Like my tastes or like movies, like depending on how I'm feeling.
It's not really like music.
No, it is, because sometimes I'm like, I'll just be watching nothing but Jay Cutler for like a month. and then for a month I'll watch nothing but Ronnie Coleman.
I see what you're saying.
It's like, it kind of depends where my mindset is and where I am in my off season or where my training is, or it's
I forgot about Jay. That's a tough one too.
I thought you said Jay.
No, I said Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman. For sure those 3, right? Because Lee Haney's probably got the most beautiful physique. Ronnie Coleman is undoubtedly the best ever as far as bodybuilding terms go.
Yep.
And Dorian Yates is just everybody's mentor because his fucking grit and attitude and crazy gnarly physique. Then the next 2 are kind of up in the air. I like Dexter because he's fucking just the insane story and consistency of his career. And then the 5th person, I always feel like I want to grab like somebody outside the box. That's why I said Mike Francois. Just like that insane physique that we never got to see peak because he got, he retired.
Mike Francois on my list. Dorian's on my list. I'd say Jay, Dorian, Mike Francois.
I feel like you like all the white guys because you're white.
Kevin Levrone. He's not white.
No, I'm serious though. Do you notice that subconsciously people gravitate towards?
But yeah, I would agree with that. But
yeah.
my aspects of men is actually none of their physiques.
Why didn't I say Samir Bannout then? He's Lebanese.
I don't know. Why didn't you say Bannout? I don't know.
Because he's a fan of Sean Ray, so I couldn't.
Okay. Well, those 3 names I've actually just mentioned there, it's not their physiques that make them my favorite.
Who would you say that? Say it again. Who's your 3 that you're saying?
So I said Mike Francois, Mike Francois, Jay,
Dorian Yates, and Jay.
Like those 3.
Why not their physiques? What is it then?
No, their physiques are amongst my favorites, but it's not just their physiques that put them on that list for me.
What is it then? Their attitudes?
It's Jay's business sense, the way he handled things as a consummate professional. Dorian with his mindset and the way he kind of changed the game. He's British. He's like essentially my bodybuilding hero. And then with Mike Francois, it's the training, the mentality, and I've met him and he's just the best. If we're
adding like those things too, then Jay would definitely go into my top 5.
Yeah. So in terms of physiques, I would put Justin Compton in my physiques.
Really?
Yeah.
Top 5 of all time, eh?
Yeah. It was just something I was just like, he just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, apparently. You've talked about him quite a bit.
Yeah. He just had things that I don't think any...
Mind you, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I think Justin Compton's fucking has an amazing physique.
I think he would have been Mr. Olympia had he carried on.
I could see that. Yeah. I could see that.
And yeah, I just think he's. If I was to in the terms of the personalities and things, I would probably include like Evan in my top 5 in terms of how much I've followed and learned from him.
I think everybody admires.
Like, if you'd asked me this question 5 years ago, you would have been on my list. If you asked me today, you're not on my list. No, but seriously about it.
I love that.
but somebody said something from 2014 where I said about you.
Yeah, I saw that. But you know what's funny? I think everybody admires Evan's physique, and you know what I think it is? It's his absolute certainty in his beliefs.
I think what it is like
he's very measured.
And he's earned it. He's earned it.
But well, how do you mean? Because not more than anybody else.
Okay. Some bodybuilders, you can almost feel a sense that they've earned it. So like when I went with Sean Roden, I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just talking about their perceptions. So Sean Roden, you're not like the kind of he's not known for that kind of gritty work ethic where he's trained against the odds. He's fucking slogged it in the gym to build that world class physique. Whether someone like Branch Warren, Dorian, even Jay to a certain extent have.
Okay.
Mike Francois has, and I think I think Evan could be in there as well because he may not have quote unquote the best genetics, but he's fucking done everything in his power to get to where he has.
See, for me, it's not his. For me, it's not his bodybuilding. It's not his bodybuilding prowess that puts Evan in that category for me. Because as far as bodybuilding prowess, Evan's a great bodybuilder, but he's never really like, he hasn't won the titles that Sean Roden has.
Mm-hmm.
So for me with Evan, there's certain people that when they speak, you can tell it's well thought out. It's very measured.
When they speak, listen.
Yeah, you just kind of like, you know what? That guy fucking knows what he's talking about.
I think all of the guys we've mentioned
have
that about them.
Do you ever think, how can I be like that?
You know what? I think I think a lot of people view us in that way. They view us in the way.
No, they don't.
they listen to, like, we have enough listeners to this podcast. They listen to what we're saying.
No, they listen because we're idiots.
We're not like fucking these guys. But I don't think I think a lot of people respect our physiques because of the way we are.
I'm not saying that. I agree with you, but there's another. It's weird.
Yeah.
Evan and Jay and Dorian have they have a quality about. They have a quality about their opinions and the way they
eBay. Hang on.
Get the fuck out of here with your fucking eBay.
Oh no, because I just said he messaged me.
I can't believe you're doing a deal on eBay during our podcast.
Well, it's eBay, so it's time sensitive, isn't it? Because it's on the bid has ended, and he's getting other offers, and I'm like, oh, listen,
dude, use the weights at your gym.
I'm not going to take 8 plates from the gym.
Why? Nobody else is using them.
I'm not taking 8 plates.
You said you have rubber.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you one of the reasons why is. John has likely said no to everyone.
Yeah, so
because he doesn't want people using it in their garden. So he'll say yes to me because we're friends.
Okay,
and he wants me to do well as a bodybuilder. But I know deep down he doesn't want me taking his plates.
I think that's your assumption.
No, it's not, and it's like, and I don't want him to make him feel uncomfortable. He has to give me his plates.
Well, that's a different story. See, now if you put it that way, that's.
I think he's like, yeah, you can borrow the plates because he's my friend and he wants me to still be able to train. But if he was cool with lending plates out, he would have lent plates out to other people.
No. Maybe you're looking at it wrong. Maybe he's like, this guy's one of the best bodybuilders in the world, and I need to help him.
Yeah,
stay on track.
Possibly. I mean, I just like John does a lot for me. I don't like taking the piss out of people, basically.
Then just pay the fucking money and stop complaining. Just give the guy.
Yeah, I will pay a certain amount of money.
Just give him whatever the fuck he wants.
Huh?
Just give.
He's asking $1,000 for fucking. No, he's for 8 plates.
So this is what you do. Say, this is my last offer.
I said no. I said I'll give you 900, and I said I want the stand they come on as well.
That's it. So don't respond anymore.
And he said no. He said no. Okay. I did. I said no, and I was.
Okay, let's move on then.
I haven't read this email yet, so let's see what he says. It's important. Also, this is important because I'm documenting this on every part of social media. So we're getting the fans involved in the gym. Getting the fans involved. Yeah, let me see. Let's see what he said.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, will you do 920?
Just say no. Say no. It's $20, dude. Just fuck off. Say it's 20. It's 20 euros.
It's pounds. We don't.
Whatever, pounds. Say it's 20 pounds. Fuck off. I'm not doing it. Take the 900 or take nothing.
I'm gonna say that's the highest. Is the highest I'll go.
Okay, can we move on now?
Yes. Let me just reply. So you read the question. I'm still listening.
How do you feel about Greg saying hammer curls are one of the worst bicep exercises?
You said that?
Greg. I'm assuming it's Greg Doucette.
He said hammer curls are one of the worst.
Yeah. Can I just say something about Greg? Greg's very intelligent, but I also think Greg likes controversy. and he says things sometimes just because it's the opposite of what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
So I think hammer curls, if they're done, like for me, I don't like them just doing standing hammer curls, but like in a preacher curl bench or, you know, sitting on an incline bench or something like that, I think they can be really, really good. So we'll move on. I wanted to read that because it's funny. I just think Greg says things purposely just to get a rise out of people.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think you did explain who he is. I'm sorry, I haven't even watched any of this Dexter or Sean Ray stuff yet.
Because you don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's like, I always get people like, dude, have you seen this? No.
Yeah, well, it's not that
what
big.
I've seen is part 5 of Astartes.
I don't know what that is.
I know you won't care, but it's this, basically this, I'm going to bring it up because it's insane. It was trending number 2 on YouTube in the world.
Okay, let me write it down so I can watch it and see if you're crazy or not.
This guy, he did a space.
What is it called?
It's called Astartes. I'll just send you the link in a minute.
Okay, send me the link.
He's a 3D artist.
Yeah.
He works for a company, but he did he's done a short like series, like 1-2 minute long videos in a series, and they're based in the Warhammer universe. They're Space Marines, but he's made it at home on his computer. It's the fucking best thing I've ever seen.
So it's
forget that it's Warhammer. Forget all that. Just the fact he's done this, how just incredibly it's shot. It looks real. It's all CGI, and he's done it on his own in his fucking bedroom. It's incredible, and it was trending on YouTube.
Sounds impressive. Sounds impressive, but not something I'd watch.
No, I don't think it is. But just forget that it's Warhammer. It's just fucking cool. These kind of stuff, when people do this shit, it's like that kind of thing. The amount of talent and effort and just is gone into these things. That's what I love. It's incredible. There's no voice acting or anything.
Send me the link. I'll check it out.
I will.
Jay Cutler, Dorian Yates, who wins which poses?
I think Dorian would destroy Jay on everything only because he has no skin. And I think Jay, because he was never that dry, he would look even less dry next to Dorian. So Dorian, I just think
what body parts? Jay's got better legs than Dorian, and Jay's got better better arms.
I think Jay has a better. I think Jay has maybe a more impressive, better physique. But I think Dorian's condition and his hardness and his density is so insane.
Put him over the top.
Because there's plenty of guys who are as big as Jay, who aren't as conditioned as Dorian, that didn't beat Dorian.
How do you feel about others copying your shit, labels, podcast names, etc.?
No one does that to me. I think that's the question aimed at you.
Well, most people think this is our podcast.
I think they think it's on your channel.
Yeah, it's on my channel, but you're such an idiot. There's no bodybuilding and bollocks if I have.
I'm the co-host.
But there's no show if you're not on it.
Yeah, I know that, but nobody copies our. Who's copying our podcast? No one, because you can't.
Well, I think what they mean is like there's a lot of. I think what happened. So there's been a lot of podcasts since I started bodybuilding that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of all went away.
Yeah, there was. I agree.
Right, and then I think I started doing the podcast, and then all of a sudden, a whole bunch came back.
It's almost like they were all on iTunes, and now they're on YouTube.
I don't remember. It could be because when you start doing something, you start looking around more and seeing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just because I wasn't paying attention.
Sort of like when you're interested in a new car, and then all of a sudden
you start seeing it everywhere. Yeah. So I don't remember. I remember people had podcasts for a little while. Like I know Ron Partolo was doing one. I know you guys did one in the UK, but I feel like they all went away for like a year or two.
Yeah, I think they did. I think there was like a kind of a weird gap, wasn't there? Where there was a lot of people doing audio only, and now there's video and audio, and there's a lot more platforms to kind of upload them to now.
And then I started doing the Real Bodybuilding podcast, and then I think people saw that it was kind of successful.
Yeah.
And then I just started seeing. And like I said, I don't know if it's just because I'm paying attention, but I started seeing everybody.
Well, I mean, going back to the question.
Like even Jay's doing podcasts now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's because there's a global pandemic and there's not really much else to do.
Yeah.
But in terms of people copying this podcast, I don't think anyone is that not there? Because I think that's isn't it, if that's what the question.
No, our podcast is a little bit unique but not really. I mean, it's a bodybuilding podcast.
I think what people do is they just listen to this and they think that's so shit. We could do that. And then they try.
That's
That's what keeps happening.
I actually think that's what happened. I think people saw me having a little success with the Real Bodybuilding podcast, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do that too," and they can.
Like sucking at podcasts as much as us takes a lot of talent. Like you can't just put out a shit podcast.
I'm starting to think we're actually good at this.
I think we are terrible, but people like it because they feel like they're one of us. No,
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm starting to actually believe people when they send me messages. They like that there's a large variety of shit in our podcast. Like
people do like that. I
think like we'll fight and then we won't fight, and then we'll be laughing about something, then we'll be serious.
Yeah,
we're talking about bodybuilding, then we'll be talking about ass fucking. Then we'll be talking. It's like it's just all over the fucking place.
It is mental.
So
you put the clip up about we were talking about the playing with fire.
Yeah.
What we talking about? I was like, what do people think of me?
I think people like your honesty.
But like people just think I'm just some kind of mental, like a head case, like I'm just some sexual deviant.
They do think you're a little crazy.
They do, but I'm just talking everything I've done that is quote unquote crazy, which I don't consider it is whatsoever.
Yeah.
They've been in like comfortable, loving relationships. It's never like I'm not like Craig. I've got like fucking 5 sluts downstairs. I've got one, and she's mine. But like what I mean is, it's like it's. I think people have just got a bit of a weird. People think I'm like this kind of anal sex maniac. I've never said that. I just said I like it.
You kind of did say that. You kind of did say that. You kind of did say that.
I think I just said if I want to be in a full-time relationship with you, that's important.
I know, but the way you talk about ass sex is like there's a I sit up in my chair, my eyes light up. Your voice changes, your demeanor changes. There's like you can tell it's a serious topic. So
the dog is trying to come up again. Come
on. Anyway, back to the question. I don't know. That's all right. That's all right. He's cute. He can stay there. It'll bring us more viewers. I don't know how I feel. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it honestly?
Honestly, what?
Like other people doing what we do.
I haven't noticed it, so I don't know what you mean.
I don't know I don't think it bothers me. I just feel like, what I don't like? There's only one thing I don't like about it. Sometimes I want to interview a guest.
Yeah.
And I'll be like getting ready. Cause sometimes I'll do like a little bit of research for a couple weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I get somebody on. Cause I want to have a good conversation. And in that time, somebody else will have them on. And then I'm like, fuck. And I don't like to have somebody on after they're on somebody else's podcast, like a week or two earlier.
I've ummed and ahed about doing it. Have we discussed this? I've always considered doing my own podcast, completely nothing to do with bodybuilding whatsoever. Like I wouldn't nothing.
Yeah.
It would be, I'd like interview just very obscure people.
Yeah, yeah.
Just have a chat like Joe Rogan's thing. But
this is the thing.
Bodybuilding, it's like what you're saying is it's quite difficult.
But
there's only so many guests you can have.
This is the funny thing about Joe Rogan's thing. Everybody wants to do Joe Rogan's thing. Right? Everybody wants to be like, I want to interview a politician, then I want to interview a scientist, then I want to.
I don't want to do any of that shit. No.
I'm just saying everybody wants to have like this broad spectrum of people that they interview, like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
The thing people don't realize is when Joe Rogan started, he was just interviewing fighters and comedians. That's it.
Yeah.
And as he got more popular, different people started to come on.
I mean, I'd like to interview like bodybuilders, powerlifters, porn stars, midgets, like fucking anything out there that's different from the norm. But they're passionate people. That's what I want to hear from.
Yeah.
I would like to. I mean, it could be any walk of life. Anything that's out of the norm is interesting. If somebody that's had their eyeballs tattooed, that'd be interesting to talk to. And I don't think those type of people will be quite as difficult to obtain than top scientists and stuff like that.
But I think, I want to do that too. Like one day, I'd like to get to a status where I can have anybody on. Yeah. But I think you have to. I think if you do that in the very beginning, you lose your fan base. You lose the people that are. So I feel like that's something that comes in time, and it's not something you can force.
Well, if I ever did it, it would be from scratch. Like day one, I'm interviewing somebody weird.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. I don't know. For me, I just figure that's something I'll evolve into.
Yeah.
But I started the podcast for a different reason. I think a lot of people start the podcast because they're like, oh, I can get views. Oh, it'll help my business. Oh, it'll be this or that. For me, I was like, at the time when I started this, the only podcast out there that I can remember was Nick Trigilli's. And then obviously, if you consider RX Muscle a podcast, it's not really, they weren't doing long form interviews, but I was like, there's nobody representing bodybuilding in a good light. So that was the entire fucking reason I started. And then the secondary reason was I'm like, okay, it'll probably bring some eyes to my business as well and keep me relevant. There was like secondary and third reasons, but primarily it was like, I just want to make bodybuilding look good because everybody else is just doing drama. They're just like, you got Generation Iron out there having Generation Iron has every fucking person on and they're like, should bodybuilding be natural? Is there too much steroids in bodybuilding? Are the guys in the 90s better? It's just constant, like, just dog shit.
I don't watch any of this. I don't know.
I do. I kind of keep an eye on what's going on. And it's like, it's all like the only good channel out there that's promoting bodybuilding is like Nick's Strength and Power.
Nick's the news, isn't he?
And yeah, because it's the news. He's not like, he doesn't, and obviously RX Muscle's good too. Dave does a good job too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people doing good jobs, but they're quite impartial.
I feel like, I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think what you're doing is good.
Yeah.
I'm quite out of it, especially at the moment. Like, I don't want to be reading about bodybuilding or seeing bodybuilding or watching training videos because it just fucking pisses me off at the moment.
Yeah, but for me, it's about the guys.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I wanted to have, like, Cedric, for example. I wanted to have Cedric on and have people have him tell people how crazy he is.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on here and let people know what is actually going through your fucking head.
That was a really good episode.
Yeah, and then like Branch Warren. I'm like, I want to have Branch Warren on. Let's talk about something other than the gym. And then he tells me about like being poor and growing up. I think that's important for people, not just seeing the shit on Instagram, like little captions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, about people doing podcasts, I think it's good. Just wait for me to use the guests first, and then you can have them.
But in all seriousness, you don't have to tell me who it is. But is somebody copying our podcast? Is there somebody doing what we're doing?
No, there's other bodybuilding Nobody's doing exactly.
I don't even know if this is a bodybuilding podcast.
No, but my other one is.
Yeah, your other one is.
The Real Bodybuilding Podcast is bodybuilding.
I mean, do you not think this podcast might be worth having its own thread now, rather than putting it on the Real Bodybuilding thread, having its own?
Well, it has its own name.
I thought when you searched, I thought we were on part of the Real Bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's all under the same. It's under the same thing.
It should maybe. Do you not think it should be its own?
Well, it probably should, but then I got to redo the whole fucking thing, and it's just like it's a pain in the ass. I got to move all the episodes over, and like.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how much of an effort that would be.
I feel like people know the difference. They both have a separate name, and like our poster has me and you on it. So,
oh yeah. I don't know the interest of it. I just didn't know what made things. Didn't know what made more sense on it.
I don't think it matters. I think people. Yeah, I think people. It's the same thing to people. It doesn't matter.
You know more than I do because you do this, and I don't.
No, I mean, you're right. It would have been nice had I started that way from the beginning.
Yeah,
but now that
we didn't realize that this would be popular.
No, but now that we're 31 episodes in, I'm like, just fuck it. We're just gonna leave it. Okay. Anyway, let's do like 2 more and then we'll go. Do you guys think I should go buy a bunch of equipment, or will this pass sometime soon? That's a good question. I think everybody's asking.
Okay, well,
Luke's buying some, so apparently
I am buying some, but I see I'm in quite a nice position where I have the garage, so I have the space to put a decent amount of equipment in there.
Let's assume he has the space. Wait, yeah. Let's assume he has the space and the money.
Yes, so basically that's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I've done. It's like I budgeted it. I basically budgeted $3,000. I said that's the most I'll spend on this entire project. Are
you going to be upset if the gym's open tomorrow?
No.
Okay, so. Then that's all that matters.
I don't think I would, because it's like the amount of equipment I'm getting is I can still do. I don't necessarily need to go to the gym, because there's been a lot of times where, because I've got children and there's there's been like emergencies where I can't make the gym and I've just had to skip it.
I was just going to ask you this. So
And that
would
shit
you,
pisses me off.
So would you still train at home if the gyms are open?
If I needed to, yeah. I mean, there's because I have everything I want, I could have a really good workout in there. I hope. Yeah. I'm saying this. The whole project might be just a shit show and might not work.
Wait a minute. Can I just say something about that? Because it's actually, I feel like it's important. Anybody who's been training like in their garage that has like some equipment, they might feel the same way I do. Honestly, man, and I feel bad saying this because some people don't have access to anything. I luckily have access to a studio. But I've had some of the best training I've had in a really long time.
I'm looking forward to getting creative.
I trained at Paul's, like Paul, you know, Paul, my training partner, my best friend, whatever. The studio was closed one day. So I go to his house. We're in his garage. He's got literally a squat rack, and not the whole rack, just like the posts. He's got the squat rack. He's got a bench, some dumbbells, and some bands. And the garage is not, it's just a 1-car or 2-car garage, but like tight 2 cars.
Yeah.
We just cranked the fucking music. I had one of the best chest workouts I've had in a long time. I don't know. It's just there's something about nobody being around, nobody to distract you. It's just you and the music and the weights. And I don't know. My focus has been way better.
I am looking forward to it. And I think, the one piece I am looking for a piece of cardio equipment as well, which I was way before this pandemic kicked off.
I have a treadmill here.
Yeah, treadmill. To me, they're just big, and I'm just worried that they'll break.
Well, I have like a gym one, like one from a gym.
Yeah, that's what I'd get. I'd get a commercial one, but they're very big. I mean, they're expensive. They're not outlandishly expensive. You get a secondhand refurbished one pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's what I got. It wasn't brand new.
I don't know. It's just more the space. It's like, I don't know. If I could have anything, I'd have a treadmill.
Do you have a basement in your house?
No. I've got a whole conservatory with nothing in it. So I've got plenty of space for anything I want in there.
Well, there you go.
I just don't know whether I'm still uncertain what my favorite cardio is.
See, this is the thing. I don't use the treadmill here when the gyms are open. I like getting up in the morning and driving to the gym.
So
let me finish that thought. Let's say I do another show.
Yeah.
If I start doing 2 cardios a day, like I normally do, I'll use it for my night cardio because I don't like going back to the gym.
I mean, I don't know how much use I would get out of a treadmill for something that big.
Why?
I can't just pop it in the garage. You know, if it's
but you said you have a room for it.
I do have space for it, but but I also have space to make that room look really nice.
Well, the only thing you can get that's small that's beneficial is a bike.
Yeah, a bike.
Yeah, like a recumbent bike
recumbent, and they're nice and small. They're not very heavy. You have to plug them in. I can just pop that in the garage when I'm not using it. But with a treadmill, if I didn't use it that much, it's going to take up a lot of space. That room is now kind of wasted. I can't just move it because it's so big and heavy.
See, mine stands up. Like it's like, the regular treadmill thing, but the base of it, you can stand up.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm going to look into it, but I mean, I'll probably end up getting a bike.
Yeah, that's what most people have.
Yeah, a bike. I mean, somebody offered me a good deal on a cross trainer.
What's a cross trainer?
The Life Fitness ones, that you stand on it and it has the handles and it's like
like an elliptical machine.
Yeah, elliptical. They're very, very, very low impact.
But they're not. Yeah, but they're just as big as a treadmill. I was going to buy one of those.
They are, but they're much lighter, and you kind of just slide them out of the way.
Yeah.
And they're really light. Treadmills are fucking heavy.
Yeah, they are.
Can't just move them.
Yeah.
I'll have a think. I mean, I got a couple of weeks to have a think on it because I won't be doing any cardio now for a good few weeks yet.
It's pizza time right now.
It is.
Okay, last question. How long would you let a bulk phase last if you had no competition ahead of you anytime soon?
It completely depends on how I look.
I'd bulk forever. I'm a perma bulk.
I'd kind of go up and down. I'd do the mini diets. I try and keep things interesting, and I'll do like phases. So I'd probably do like for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to try and deadlift 400 kilos. And then I'll do that for just 4 or 5 weeks and just eat as much food as possible. Then after that, I'll be like, I'm going to try and lose 10% of my body fat.
Wait, was that a hypothetical scenario, or is that what you're actually doing?
No, that's hypothetical. That's what
okay.
if I was like permanently bulking, I would use like different strategies and I'd like make it interesting rather than just permanently bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I'd put like goals in mind, like either lift goals
to keep yourself focused.
Yeah, and I've done that in the past. Like I had quite a long off season with Justin Harris, and that's when I deadlifted 9 plates.
Yeah.
Like,
deadlifted nine fucking plates is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. I want to do one more because I actually like this question. Luke and Fouad, if you want to be a bodybuilder but don't plan on competing, Does the off-season rule apply? How would you balance this if there's no competition season as such? I feel I need size, but need to lose fat as well. I'm just going to say before you give your answer, if you're trying to pack on a lot of muscle, when I say a lot of muscle, I'm talking like 10 pounds, 20 pounds. That's 10 pounds is a lot of muscle. So this, you know what I find strange? The guys that weigh like 180 pounds and they want to be 200 pounds, they won't listen to us because they're like, oh, I don't want to be that big. But I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. You still want to put on 20 pounds of muscle. That's going to take you it's going to take you 2 or 3 years.
So I don't want to listen to somebody whose job is to be as massive as possible. I'm not going to listen to them.
No, but
this is stupid. It's like, if I want to even just get a little bit faster at running, I want to know, I'd rather listen to the fastest man in the world.
Yeah. You know,
if I want to get a little bit better at drums, I'd rather ask the best drummer in the world.
Yeah.
Because that's what.
But that's not how it. But that's not how it translates to people. They're like, I don't want to look like Fouad. I don't want to look like Luke. I want to look like I don't know. I want to look like Brian. I want to be 200, 220, 210 pounds. Yeah. So I'm going to go ask Brian, which is good because Brian's like an Olympia competitor and he knows. But what Brian tells you and what we tell you it's going to be the same fucking thing.
Building muscle. It doesn't matter who fucking, it's all the same.
It doesn't matter if you're building from 160 to 170 or if you're building from fucking 200 to 250. The same fucking rules apply.
Within reason, yeah.
So all I'm saying is this person, and I
also, just to go back to that, people don't realize that we had to do that too.
Yeah.
We haven't always looked like this. We've had to go through all the stages of building muscle that most people want to achieve.
I started lighter than you did. I started lighter than you did.
Probably, yeah.
I was fucking 190 when I started.
I don't think I've been 190 since I was 10 years old.
Okay. I was 190 at my first show. That's why it was my first show.
Yeah, but you also shredded, so.
No, I wasn't. I had like milk bag legs.
Oh yeah, the sausage legs.
No, that wasn't at the show. But they didn't get much harder. Because I think that's because my first coach was like, I want you to take a ton of DECA.
It's so strange, isn't it? Like my first ever show, I wasn't in shape. But like I had like veins all over my abs, I had veins in my lower back.
My upper body
but then my legs were just sausages. But I have leaner legs now.
I can't believe you just said sausages. Because me and a friend were out one night a long time ago. We were fucking wasted. Yeah. And you know those little hot dog carts that are on like the side of the road, like when you're out at the bars. And I forget who we were with, but he's like, "Let's get a sausage." And the person was like, "That's so shit." And he's like, "It's like classless." And he's like, "Fine, let's get a sausage."
Yeah, I do that. So now in this house because I use the chicken sausages because they're nice and convenient. Yeah, they're really good. It went from sausages, and now we've gone to the plural of that is saucisse.
It's even classier.
So in my house, if we're gonna have sausages, I just go saucisse. And that means we're going to have more than one sausage.
Yeah, in the classiest fucking form possible, yeah. All right, back to this guy's question. I'm not trying to shit on him, so I apologize if I got like riled up, but all I was going to say is whether you want to be a competitive bodybuilder or not, if you're trying to pack on a lot of muscle, I believe personally that it's good to have a bulk phase. Bulk does not mean get extremely fucking fat. Nope. Bulk just means eat a lot of calories and keep your body weight in check.
Well, can I?
Yeah. Add to it.
I think as well. There's no competition season. It depends on how willing you are to push yourself. In terms of if you're not prepared to go to the limit where you get quite puffy and feel very uncomfortable, because you don't have a deadline, you don't need to push to the extremes as much as say we do because we're on a time constraint. So you just go by what you're comfortable. Go by how you're comfortable looking. If you're comfortable to just fucking blast it and be a big blob and just be like a sweaty, horrible, strong mess for 3 months, go for it. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you don't necessarily need to.
I'm sorry. When people ask me that question, I always assume they want to gain as much muscle as possible, as fast as possible. As fast as possible.
That's why I'm saying it. But again, you have to always take in the personal. The person.
Some people don't want to do it in 6 months. They don't care if it takes 2 years.
And they don't have to. Like I'm saying, if he doesn't have a 6 month deadline, then he can take his time. But it depends how much he wants to gain as quickly as he wants to.
Sure.
Kind of a personal thing.
I agree. Okay, let's just do one more.
Okay.
What was your defining moment in your career which solidified your decision of choosing bodybuilding as your career?
My first show.
Once you won your first show?
I just got such insane amount of positive feedback from that. I thought, wow, I actually must be on something here.
Do you think you love bodybuilding, or do you think you found something that you were really good at and decided to pursue it?
A bit of both.
Yeah, I think that all the time. Sometimes I wonder
if I train for progress. I don't train for shows. I train for progress, and the stage is the way kind of to showcase that. I'm not a fan of the stage. I don't train to get on stage.
Yep. Yep.
And I think if I didn't have the competitive outlet, and I didn't have that as like the marker of progress, I don't think I would put the effort in that I do.
Sometimes I always feel like, remember we always talk about imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Sometimes I always feel like, did I really love bodybuilding? Because I didn't like bodybuilding before I started doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I really love bodybuilding, or was it just something I ended up being really good at?
I've always thought bodybuilding was cool, and I do love it, yeah. But I also wouldn't, if I wasn't as good as I am, I wouldn't have pursued it. I think we've talked about this before.
That's kind of what I don't know if we've talked about this exactly.
I know we've talked about it in terms of like, I think when James was on, the reason he didn't pursue rollerblading is because he maxed out how good he could be. So he kind of swayed his interest. Yeah. It's the same with bodybuilding. Like, I still feel like I have a long way up the ladder that I can go.
Yeah.
So that's motivating me to continue. Had I hit my absolute limit already, I'd probably be getting quite bored and complacent. I wouldn't have the passion. So I think
if you have good genetics, it's hard to hit a ceiling in bodybuilding. Because you can always get better, right? Like let's say you have genetics for a certain amount of muscle.
Yeah.
And you've peaked. You're like, okay, I'm 260 pounds. I'm not going to be 300. I'm never going to get to fucking Ronnie Coleman's size. But then there's some other facets of bodybuilding that you can make even better. Like, okay, I have reached my peak genetic size, but I haven't reached my peak genetic detail or my peak genetic condition.
Yeah,
there's so many different things you can keep chasing.
As long as I'm getting something out of it in terms of whether I'm getting better, whether my things are better, whether I'm like, I wouldn't mind if my physique, I'll say, never improved, but my condition did. Or
something about it improved.
Something got better. Like I always look at Kuklo and Akeem like this. They haven't got any bigger in the last couple of years.
No,
they've just gotten better.
And
it's quite hard to see exactly what it is, why they're better. Same with Brandon Curry. It's hard to see exactly why they're better. They just are.
No, I can point to a few things. Brandon Curry has gotten much thicker in the last 2 or 3 years.
He has, but it's not like, whoa, it's not like the difference between last place at the Olympia and first. It's not like, he's transformed.
Dude, it's 3 years is pretty drastic.
But what I'm saying, he's always had it there, but he's like, but maybe Brandon's the wrong example. But
I think Kuklo and Akeem were good examples.
But I mean, I think, because I was watching, there was a DVD on in the gym a few weeks ago before the coronavirus. It was a 2011 Olympia. I think Brandon was in the last call out.
Yeah, but he was way smaller then.
And I was thinking, apart from the fact that he's not quite as big, he just looks, and I was kind of thinking like, he looks incredible here. And it's
but no, like
he hasn't just gone from being just pretty good to insane. He's got just everything's getting better. Like it hasn't been just like, fuck me.
What he did was take a genetically perfect physique. Like, it was pretty perfect. Yeah. I mean, he needed bigger legs back in the day, and he needed more overall size. But I remember, because we were on SciTech together, and he was like in 2013, 14, and he exploded, man. Like from 16 or 17 to 18 or 19, he just went 20 pounds of muscle, right? So I don't think, but when I look at Kuklo,
but then again, so I did say Brandon's probably the wrong example.
Yeah. But I know what you mean when I look at Kuklo and Akeem,
because I don't see Brandon Curry now versus 5 years ago as a completely different physique. He's better, a lot better, but it's not like, fuck me, he's completely changed. You wouldn't put two pictures next to each other and be like, holy shit, I can't believe it's the same guy.
Why don't we do that?
Huh?
Why don't we do that?
Because I really want to go.
Yeah, I know.
We've been on for like 3 hours. But yeah, anyway, Kuklo and Akeem are much better examples.
Has it been 3 hours?
I think so. It feels like it.
It does feel like
2.5.
Oh, dude.
But Akeem and Fouad are just Akeem and Kuklo are just much better, but it's not just size; it's everything else.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what I was getting at with Brandon. It's not just that he's bigger.
Yeah.
He's improved other things. Like
he's better. Yeah.
He's denser,
his legs are better. Yeah.
He's denser. He's got more separation in certain areas, more detail in certain areas. He's more balanced, but it's not just he's bigger.
Yeah. I know it's funny. Before we go, people are going to fucking roast me all again because every show we do, I say we're going to go.
Them. They're listening to this. We're getting free entertainment. You're getting an extra 10 minutes. Every time everyone thinks, oh no, they're going now. This is shit. I wanted to listen to more. And then they get an extra 10 minutes for free and then fucking moan. Shush.
So when we were talking about why we became bodybuilders a while back, yep. I told you that I wanted to find a way to make money so I could keep training. That's why I became a bodybuilder. I just wanted to keep training. I wanted somebody to pay me so I could go work out. Yep. And you told me that was weird. You're like, that's strange. It's not like, it's such a strange reason to be a pro bodybuilder. And then when I interviewed Jay, that's his exact reasoning. Why
I don't think I said it was, I don't think that was true. I think the way you were explaining it wasn't as clear cut as that. That's not a weird thing to want to do.
Okay.
I think when you explained it at the time, you were like, it was business from day one.
No, it was, I love being in the gym. How can I be here and get paid for it?
Yeah, I think we actually had the exact same answer, didn't we? Mine was that too, but I kind of worded around it. It wasn't like, you remember, like you actually said your answer's the same as mine. We're just wording it differently.
You realize most of the time we're actually arguing the same point.
I know.
Isn't that fucked up?
It's fucked up. We are just an old couple, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta eat a pizza.
I'm going to go and have a massive poo because of that pizza.
That's really disgusting. Okay.
No, it's not. It's a human. It's how's having a poo disgusting? Maybe the fact
it's not. I don't want to hear about your massive. I'm a little sensitive.
You don't know what? I don't even need a poo. I just said that for the shock effect. So I do need to go for a wee, though.
You're such an idiot. Okay. Bye. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week.